work. I don't know if this is gonna work again. I'm not even sure this is gonna keep. I'm tired of this not working. Um, I'm I don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. So far it says that I am still live. So we will see how long this goes for. All right. Um because I keep getting booted and I am just not in I'm broken at this point. I am really not in the mood for this. All right. So, I did make a video about this and I'm going to be posting the video probably tomorrow where I'm just rambling about this because honestly, at the end of the day, I keep staring at this image and wondering what the hell is Bungie thinking. Okay? I just keep staring at this and wondering what the hell is Bungie thinking. Who sat down and thought this was a good idea? Who is so out of touch? And you could be like, oh, there's so many more. I have no doubt there's so many more problems with Renegades. I have a lot of problems with Renegades. I have so many problems with Renegades, okay? Let me be absolutely clear. I am not going to play Renegades, okay? I'm not going to play Renegades. I'm done with Destiny 2, all right? The only reason I have not uninstalled it yet is because if I want to make a video about Destiny 2 and I want to put in footage from Destiny 2, I could still have the game on my console. Alright, it's on my PS5. But honestly, I'm done with Bungie. I'm done with Destiny 2. It is a treadmill, and there are so many better video games out there than Destiny 2. And I realize how much I have sacrificed just to play Destiny 2. And I don't even have the 20,000 hours that someone like Lucky 10p has. When I see that you only play one video game, I don't even consider you a gamer at this point. If you play one video game and only one video game, I don't consider you a gamer. I also don't consider if you play cozy games, a real gamer, hardcore gamer, whatever the hell. If you only play Destiny 2, I don't consider you a gamer. You need to play more than just Destiny 2. And I regret playing so much Destiny 2 and getting caught up so much in Destiny 2. There are so many video games out there to play that are better than Destiny 2. And you are missing out. Flat out. You are 100% missing out if that is all you do. Okay? Your opinion means diddly squat to me when it comes down to talking about Destiny 2. A lot of people have criticisms for Aztecross, and I agree. I don't agree with the majority of what Aztecross says. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what Aztecross does that most of these Destiny 2 content creators don't do? Aztecross plays other video games. So even when he does kiss Bungie's butt or is very, very positive about Bungie and Destiny 2, he still brings in criticisms and points of view from someone who has played other video games, okay? He often talks about RuneScape, which apparently he played obsessively. He has played Warframe. He has played Borderlands 3. No, you can find the Destiny 2 experience elsewhere. I don't agree with that one anymore. I used to think that too. But you know what? The more I play first-person shooters, the more I realize that, no, you can. Alexia! Good to see you. I used to think that too. And now, the more video games I play that are first-person shooter, the more I realize that other companies are developing the skills of Bungie and Destiny 2. The thing is, though, keep in mind this. I did not have the social aspect that a lot of you have had. So maybe I don't understand it from that point of view. Because the majority of the time that I have played Destiny 2 and Destiny was by myself. You know what? I'll say this, though. It has given me something that no other video game has given me, and that is my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel started as a Destiny 1 and continues to be a Destiny 1 Xur location video first. And I have a community of people around me and around my YouTube channel, and it's because of Destiny 1. But genuinely, I am glad to be free of Destiny 2. Because There's just so many games out there to play. And I said I just got the platinum trophy in High on Life. I need to finish High on Knife. And I loved this game. I absolutely loved High on Life. I am looking forward to High on Life too. I really liked High on Life. I did not like the DLC as much. I did beat the DLC. I need to go back now and fill in the trophies. I did beat the DLC. But the problem with the DLC is there is crude humor, which is very funny, very funny in High on Life. And then there's taking the crude humor too far, where they're putting in crude humor for the sake of crude humor. And honestly, that's the problem with High on Knife. The crude humor at points is a little where it's like it's excessive. There's crude humor that fits the moment and is good and funny and just enjoyable. And then there's High on Knife, where it was just like, okay, that's a little bit much. It's not like I'm grossed out. It's just like you're putting too much in. You can see I'm working on Dead Zone Rogue, Evil West, Geometry Wars, Race 2, Borderlands 4. I am working on other games as well. And so I'm not going to play Renegades. I'm not going to play Renegades because I don't like the idea of Renegades. But I don't want to get back on the treadmill that is Destiny 2. Okay? And everybody who comes in here and tries to defend Destiny 2 is always like, the leveling system has gotten better. That's not the point. The experience itself, leveling to me should be a side part of playing Destiny 2. Alright? When I play Borderlands 3, more so than Borderlands 4, leveling is on the side. Okay? You're leveling up, but you're enjoying the experience to get there. When you play Destiny 2, you no longer enjoy the experience to level up. When I play Destiny 1 and I replay the campaign, okay? And I'm replaying the campaign, and I have replayed the Destiny 1 campaign so many times, right? I've lost track of the number of times I have played the Destiny 1 campaign. I don't even notice the leveling up because I am enjoying playing the campaign. I am having fun playing Destiny, and the leveling up and all of that is a side part of it. I do not play Destiny just to level. The same thing with Warframe, okay? Everything I do to level up in Warframe, everything I do in Warframe to level up my factions or whatever, right? I'm having fun doing it. I enjoy playing Warframe. That's the problem. I agree. Though I'll say this, other games are developing just as good gunplay. I will say this. There was a point where Destiny had the best gunplay. Now, the more first-person shooters I play, the more I realize it's no longer unique to Bungie. Lore-wise, the problem is the lore is dead. Like, the problem is they have destroyed their own lore. Destiny used to have this dark, fantastical world with its crazy, really cool lore. And now they've neglected it all and they don't care. Now, the reason I made a video about this, I want to know what the hell this is. Okay? I'm a straight woman, okay? I mean, I made a whole video about it. I'll probably post it tomorrow because I put up my Zer video today. Where, who designed this? Like, seriously, I want to know other people. I want other people to come in here and I want to hear from them. What is this? Who at Bungie? I bet you the person who designed this designed Nimbus. Congratulations, Nimbus, you are number 1, but this is number 2 in ugliness. Alright? This is... When it's not that I am attracted to women. It's when I play a video game, I want to play a badass character. I want to be surrounded by badass, kick-ass looking characters. Like Gwen, okay? Okay? I want to be surrounded by heroes who feel badass and look badass. Okay? This doesn't even look human. Like, this thing doesn't even look human. This is how I go out in a daily basis. Okay? So when I play a video game... No, I agree with you. I agree. No, you can't. You can't experience what Destiny as it evolved anymore was. No, you can't. Which is why, like you said, I have not played Destiny 2 in several weeks And I'm not going back. The only reason I have not uninstalled Destiny 2 is in case I want to make a video about anything related to Destiny 2. I'm not going back. I am 100% not going back to Destiny 2. I've already sold. So I sold, and I hope this person isn't cheating me. I sold my Shadowkeep Collector's Edition for like $200. Which is cool. Because I never opened the emblem. So I never opened the little puzzle box. So everyone wanted it because they want the emblem, right? I haven't yet listed my Funko Pops from Destiny, but I have listed a whole bunch of other Destiny stuff. I'm selling a lot of my Destiny 2 collectibles because I'm done. I'm going to keep my jackets and stuff because I can wear them and I need the clothes. My hoodies are wearing down, so I have a couple of Destiny ones I haven't even worn yet. And I don't want to get rid of everything I've ever had that's Destiny related. I love the bag, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't know anymore. And honestly, I'm starting to think that the people who are saying that there's no roadmap are correct because there's no future left. But what I want to know is just this, okay? Who designed this? This person Jedi from the Old Republic? No, because that thing doesn't look like a woman. That doesn't look like a human being. That doesn't look like a warlock. That's not what a warlock looks like in Destiny. This is a warlock. What is this? It doesn't even look human. It doesn't even look female. It doesn't look like a human being. And the thing is, when I play a female character, like I said, look, when I play a video game, I don't want to play myself. I'm a short, small person, right? Everyone who saw my picture with Scott Pressler likes to make fun of it and be like, well, they're not making fun of it. They're calling me adorable and cute and short because I'm very, very small. When I go out, I'm dressed like this, okay? Okay. Yeah, I can't enjoy Star Wars either, Alexia. I can't enjoy it either. I give up. Like, when I go out, I'm dressed like this, okay? So when I play a video game, look, when I play a female character, I want to play what I can't be in reality. What I'm not. But the thing is, it's not even bland. This person isn't even human looking. First off, the legs are definitely off. There's something wrong with the legs. The legs are completely out of proportion. There's no chest. There's no but it's not on a woman. On top of that, I said, Gwen. That doesn't even look like a human being. And the thing is, as I keep saying, okay, the majority of the people who play Destiny 2 are straight men. They want attractive women. I want an attractive woman. I'm not sorry. I'm dead. I don't care. You can still make the person look attractive and feminine and pretty and badass. Even if it is kind of bland, you can still make it look badass. This doesn't belong. I'm sorry. And it is by far, that thing doesn't even look human at this point. I'm tired. I don't know who sat down and went, but this isn't a Jedi. And the thing is, even then, you can make someone look bland, but still look attractive and good looking. This is just ugly. It doesn't look human. It doesn't even look bland. It looks ugly. You can make bland looking armor. I mean, Rey from Star Wars looks better than this. You can still have badass. Don't tell me that the Jedi in Star Wars, right? Even the Jedi in Star Wars, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, they still look badass with their robes. What is this? This doesn't look badass. This looks ugly. You could have done a good job and made the person look attractive. Or badass. Or cool. Or actually like a human being. The body is out of proportion. The legs do not fit the body. Like the legs are too big. Like there's something wrong with this. Rey still looks better than this. I'm sorry, I no, you can make a character still look badass, but no. She still looked badass. Compared to this, she still looked badass. I just looked her up, okay? All right. Okay. She still looks more badass. She still looks more badass than this. It's not the armor on the legs. The legs are too long. I don't know. I don't care. This is ugly. I'm probably not the only one who thinks this. This does not look human. This looks ugly. It does not look like a female or a Jedi. I'm sorry. I cannot. I'm tired of this. Who at Bungie thought this is how you get people to play your video game? Sorry, she still looks more badass. She looks badass. She looks like a badass. I would rather this character. Okay? Definitely a better looking character. Come on. You can make a female It's not... No, because she has no female form. This isn't what a female would look like. Other than if they were 70 years old and their boobs were sagging all the way down to their belly button. This doesn't look like a woman. And it's ugly. And it's uncreative. Learn from Destiny Rising, Bungie. The thing is, again, you can make it look badass and still be bland. Nobody is going to say Obi-Wan Kenobi did not look like a badass. Okay? Okay? Obi-Wan, even in plain robes, look like a badass. He's not wearing anything that is, like, flamboyant, okay? His clothing is all bland, and yet, at the same time, Obi-Wan looks like a badass. Obi-Wan, even as an adult, older Obi-Wan, still looked like a badass. And what is he wearing? He's wearing, like, boring clothing, but he still looks like a badass. This looks god-awful. This looks so ugly. And the thing is also, you have to keep in mind your audience, all right? This looks like Nimbus. Honestly, this looks like Nimbus. It looks like it was designed by the same idiot who designed Nimbus. Flat out. It looks like the same person who designed Nimbus. This is not how you get people interested in your game. This is not how you design characters for a video game. It doesn't matter. This just... Of course you're not the only one. I bet you 90% of the people who saw this went, what the hell is this? But didn't say anything. All of it looks bad. I'm sorry, Alexia. All of it looks bad. Everything about it. The yellow without no armor on the chest, that looks bad. The legs don't look natural. They look ridiculously big. The little loincloth looks bad. Everything about it. The helmet, that's not even a helmet. That's a hood with whatever the hell it's under its eyes. The whole thing looks bad. Even the corpus. Even goddamn Vala Glarios, who's a corpus, looks more badass. Vala Glarios from the Warframe, the corpus Vala Glarios, still looks more badass than this. This looks ugly. It looks like it was designed, as I said, like people who live in a bubble. Who thinks this is badass? This looks badass. This looks badass. Okay, this looks badass. All of this looks badass. Hell, this looks badass. Even this looks more badass. Okay? All of this, even this looks more badass. No, it's not. This is KOTOR. This looks badass. How is it lore accurate? It doesn't look Destiny at all. This is what a warlock looks like in Destiny. This doesn't look... Okay, all right. You want to do Destiny Warlock, okay? You want to know what you would use? You would use the robes here. You would modify that to look like a warlock robe. You can make it longer, have the same, like, double robing to it. You can make it more Jedi and more warlock accurate than that. This does not look like that. You can take this and give it a Destiny twist. This right here, give it a Destiny twist. This is Jedi lore. Use this from Jedi. This is from KOTOR. This is what the Jedi wear. This looks like somebody took a Olympic gymnastic outfit, which isn't designed for protection or armor. It's designed so you can do gymnastics. It's not designed for battle. It's designed for gymnastics. It looks like somebody who's going for the Olympics in gymnastics. Okay? And then trying to make it as ugly as possible. I actually used to like Star Wars. I've even read the novels, so Habibi, don't tell me what I know and don't know about Star Wars, all right? This does not look like Star Wars. This looks ugly. Okay? On top of that, this is actually more noticeable and recognizable by the majority of people who may not even know Star Wars. You want to make it look recognizable? Okay? Okay? You want to make it stand out? You base it on that. You could make a warlock robe with a Destiny twist based on that. Everybody who sees this automatically knows Jedi Star Wars. Do I think they should be putting Jedi and Star Wars in Destiny? No. But your whole goal is to be based on Star Wars, okay? Take that, make it longer, and give it a Destiny twist. That would look Star Wars, look Jedi. You can make it look badass because that alone looks badass. This? There's no defending this. There is absolutely no defending this. This looks butt ugly, and it looks like it's done on purpose to be as ugly as possible. And the majority of people I know for a fact, I have no doubt about it, think this is ugly. The vast majority of people take one look at this and go, what the hell is this? The only reason... Generic Jedi, which everybody recognizes. Generic Jedi, okay? Generic Jedi, which anybody, even people who aren't fans of Star Wars, would immediately recognize this as Jedi, okay? Don't tell me you can't give this a Destiny twist and make it look like a Warlock, because this is neither Warlock nor cool badass Star Wars. You can also make it look badass. As I said, this looks like something a gymnast wears for the Olympics. And it doesn't make sense for combat. It's stupid. It's very stupid. And don't give me this whole, you're a bigger Star Wars fan than me, okay? It doesn't matter, even if you can pull out for me this exact armor. Why are you using the ugliest thing you can possibly find in Destiny? Okay? Again, wow, female character that looks badass. Star Wars Redemption. Badass again, looks like a badass. That's not peacetime robes. That's not even... No human being would wear that. Dude, no. This is by far... No. You're not even meant to be designing it as peacetime. You are designing Destiny 2. Okay? There's no defending this. I agree with Alexia. This is a better design. Everything we have seen from Star Wars, everything, is a better design than this crap. Okay? No one in Star Wars wore like that. There's no Destiny twist to this. This doesn't even look... to the average person who knows Star Wars would not recognize this as Star Wars. You want to make it as recognizably Star Wars as possible. As I said, this. You want Star Wars Jedi in Destiny? You take this, you give it a Destiny twist. You lengthen the robe, but you make sure you have that. It's not accurate. It isn't accurate. Every single thing that you have told me to look up does not look at all like that. And I'm arguing with the other guy, Neo Randy, who thinks he's a bigger Star Wars fan than me, so my opinion doesn't matter or whatever else. Look, I don't care, okay? First of all, even if you were to pull some obscure armor that looks exactly like this from Star Wars, why use it? You want to make it look... Honestly, it looks like... gymnast. It looks like what the top looks like what a female Olympic gymnast would wear. Okay? Female Olympic gymnast. Most mediocre colors. The thing is, okay, when it comes down to it, even if this existed accurately in Star Wars, which I don't think it does, but even if it did, and there's some obscure reference, why use this? This is ugly. You want to make it badass. You want to appeal to people who play Destiny 2. Everything you've shown me is better. This looks more badass. Okay? Looks nothing like that. This all looks badass. This all looks badass, okay? All of it looks badass. I totally agree, okay? The thing is also, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, okay, even if on the off chance that that is a Star Wars accurate, why use that? Tell me that. Why use something that is that ugly in which you're trying to appeal to an audience? You are trying to get people to play Destiny 2. You want people who play, you want something badass and cool looking in Destiny 2. Putting something this ugly in Destiny 2, what's the point? You don't want to put something ugly in the game. So when it comes down to what you should be doing, okay, do I agree with what they are doing? Absolutely not. I don't think they should be cutting and pasting Star Wars, okay? But you're coming into this with Star Wars in mind. What you should be doing is flipping through Star Wars and finding the most badass armor in Star Wars, okay? The most badass Jedi-focused armor you can find, give it a Destiny twist, and use that. As I said, this right here, okay, this by far is the best. Why? Because even the most unknowledgeable in Star Wars person takes one look at this. Even somebody who has never watched Star Wars. No, that's one of the characters in the game. That's one of the characters. Not even, you can't even buy the armor. It's one of the characters in the game. It's a character in the trailer. So why are you putting that kind of character in the game? I said, you want to appeal, you want even the most generic Star Wars fan who doesn't know all the obscure references, right? This screams Star Wars. This screams Star Wars, okay? Your whole point is you're trying to tie Star Wars. As I said, take this, lengthen it, and turn it into Warlock armor. Give it a Destiny twist. Everyone recognizes this as Star Wars. Even someone who has never watched Star Wars will know this as Star Wars. That's the whole point. This, you are making a video game. Your point is to make your characters look cool. It doesn't matter if it's some obscure reference. It doesn't matter if it okay? You're trying to make your video game look awesome. You're trying to make cool characters in your video game, right? And this is what you put in it. You're putting minimal effort. So even if whatever his name is, Neo Randy, can pull out some obscure reference that mentions this, that's not the point. Don't take some obscure reference. Your goal is to be cool Star Wars. It's Destiny. Okay? You want it to look badass. You want it to appeal to people. You want people who are playing it to be like, I mean, even if it doesn't look realistic, the whole point is you want your game to look badass and cool. How many video games have characters who look badass and cool? That is the whole point. Look at Mose, who I'm playing right now. Okay? You can't see her, but even Mose looks badass and cool. Honestly, you want to know how you could have made Lodi look cool? They're probably trying to do more... Oh no, I agree with you, Tetsu. It's crap. They're probably trying to do more androgynous crap again. And they are living in a non-reality. This androgynous crap does not appeal to your audience. Okay? That's the problem. You are living in a non-reality. You are not accepting reality. Okay? This androgynous crap does not appeal to the majority of your player base. They did it with Nimbus. And what did everybody say? Everybody hated Nimbus. Everybody hates Maya Sundaresh now. Every single person I've spoken to, every single person hates Maya Sundaresh. Even the people who love Edge of Fate hate Maya Sundaresh. Stop. Who is your audience? Who is the audience of Destiny 2? Over 90% of people who play first-person shooters are men, and the majority of men are straight. So who is your audience for Destiny 2? Straight men. This is not how you appeal to a straight male audience. This isn't even how you appeal to a straight female audience. Everybody hated Nimbus. He was annoying and ugly and stupid. Everybody hated Nimbus. Everybody hated him. I don't know a single person one person liked Nimbus. But then he apparently, anyway. 99% of people hated Nimbus. He's annoying, he's ugly, he's stupid, he's annoying. Everybody hated Nimbus. Now you come in with your androgynous crap, and that's what it is. It's androgynous crap. You could have made her look attractive. You could have made her... And the thing is, you don't understand how this harms women and females. This harms girls. And the thing is, I've noticed it because growing up, I realized you're embarrassed and ashamed of what makes you feminine. If you want to be a badass now, you can't have femininity. That's the problem. It's been going on for years. No, he's ugly. By far, Nimbus is ugly. Look at him. Look at him. He makes no sense. He's butt ugly and everybody hated it. He was ugly and stupid. At least Ava, you can, first off, you know what? First off, you can actually understand to a degree why Ava is the way Ava is. Okay? I would tolerate Ava more than Nimbus. Ava also fits the world she's in. She's dressed in the way she's supposed to. She looks like she fits in the world of Borderlands. Is she annoying? Yes. But you know what? She's a teenage girl. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Ava's a teenage girl. Okay? Annoying? Yes. But then keep in mind, the girl was raised among monks. Okay? Okay? That's the thing. I think we really were unfair to Borderlands 3. Yes, Ava's annoying, but she's also a teenage girl. Teenage girls are annoying. Do I like Ava? No, I don't. I don't like Ava. But at least Ava makes more sense than Nimbus. Nimbus doesn't even fit the world of Destiny. He looks like something off of TikTok or Twitter. No, Reddit. He looks like something off of Reddit. Who is designing this garbage at Bungie? What made Destiny 2 unique is the world and aesthetic of Destiny. And you've killed that. There's no unique aesthetic to Destiny anymore. Lodi, honestly, you want to know how you could have made Lodi a badass? And this is going to sound crazy. Lodi could have been ridiculously easy. You want to make Lodi a badass and a lot of fun? Give him a suit and tie. No, I'll tell you what was written poorly about Borderlands 3. The dialogue. The dialogue was written poorly. The story was good. The dialogue was... Even Tyreen and Troy have an interesting backstory. People forget... People are so caught up in Troy and Tyreen's dialogue, they forget their backstory. Where did Troy and Tyreen come from? They're actually very interesting characters. I'm beginning to respect Borderlands 3 more the more I examine the story itself. Troy and Tyreen were the children of Typhon de Leon. But at the same time, I could see why she, as a teenage girl, would blame Lilith. I can see it. Do I like it? No, but I can understand why she would blame Lilith. Okay? She's a teenage girl. All right? I probably would have been more closer to Ava as a kid. Teenage girl. The other thing to keep in mind is Ava was raised by monks. So she really had very little contact with other people her age. Am I trying to defend it? No, but I'm not saying it's as bad as we think it is either. I'm going to defend the Borderlands 3 story at this point, because I'm beginning to realize that there's a lot more nuance to the Borderlands 3 story than we give it credit. Everyone looks at Borderlands 3 story and they focus on Troy and Tyreen's bad dialogue and Ava. And the story itself was much... I guess it's because Borderlands 4, in my opinion, is so bad that Borderlands 3 elevates. It's actually... You start Borderlands 3 and you are out in space looking for vaults. Compared to Borderlands 4. Again, I'm not saying it's great. But I think that... let me put it this way. Can you name a villain other than the Timekeeper from Borderlands 4? Troy and Tyreen still exist in the world. The dialogue, yes. The dialogue is terrible. The dialogue for Borderlands 3 is all over the place. The dialogue for Tiny Tina's Wonderland is long and rambly and all over the place. The dialogue is horrible. Whoever writes the dialogue is very bad at the dialogue. But the characters of Troy and Tyreen... Yes. Okay. then yeah, you're an exception. Okay? The majority of the people can't remember the villains from Borderlands 4. I can't. I'm telling you, the Troy and Tyreen still live in everybody's memory because they still stood out as phenomenal, over-the-top characters. They were annoying, but they're still remembered. The dialogue was all over the place, but think about the story in Borderlands 3. Think about Troy and Tyreen and who they were as characters. Okay? Alexia, you're a Borderlands fan. You're going to know all of the Borderlands characters, but the average person, I don't see anybody talking about the majority of the villains in Borderlands 4 right now. And yeah. You're like me when it comes to Destiny 2 and Destiny 1, where I'll remember obscure things about it. But Troy and Tyreen still live on. And they are actually, when you really look into the characters of Troy and Tyreen, remember, they're the children of Typhon de Leon. Okay? I agree. But the thing, like I said, the dialogue is all over the place. I 100% agree. But when you really take... the problem is the dialogue was so bad, it overshadowed everything else. But when you really look at the story in Borderlands 3, it's not as bad as we give it credit for. The dialogue for Troy and Tyreen is bad. Their backstory is actually very interesting. Troy and Tyreen... Okay? Troy and Tyreen were the children of Typhon de Leon. Had anybody ever thought of the idea of conjoined twins and how it affects being a siren? It's actually look, I'm not a Borderlands expert on the lore of Borderlands. That's me and Destiny, okay? But they're not as horrible characters as we say. Like I said, their dialogue was bad, and it overshadowed everything else. But I was surprised. Angry Joe actually put Borderlands 3 over Borderlands 4. I put Borderlands 3 over Borderlands 4. There's nothing unique. Borderlands 3 still had that Borderlands feel to it. Even if some of it was ridiculously annoying, it's still more Borderlands than Borderlands 4. There's nothing that stands out to me. Borderlands 4 is boring. Flat out, I'll say it. Borderlands 4 is boring. But that's beside... What I'm saying is, okay? Okay? This is awful. Flat out, this is awful. This is... I don't understand how you can go into a video game and not want to create a badass character. I don't get it. I personally, like I said, I would take... Where is it? This, which is uniquely Jedi. I would lengthen it so it looks more like Warlock robes. Because I'm not going to play New Tales, because it's not my type of genre. And look, I am defending Borderlands 3 from Borderlands 4. Do I think the New Tales games are better? Absolutely. They have more time to make a better story. I'm just saying Borderlands 3 is better than Borderlands 4. And that Borderlands 3 is not as bad as we put it down to. The problem with Borderlands 3 is the bad dialogue was so bad, nobody looked into the nuance of Borderlands 3. Is the story great? No, but it's better than I think we give it credit for. The actual story, the idea of the story, the dialogue was pretty bad. On top of that, everybody will always remember Troy and Tyreen. No one will forget Troy and Tyreen. They will live on forever, just like Handsome Jack. They will live on forever more than almost anything else. Okay. So, as I said, first off, I agree, okay? 100%. New Tales and Tales from the Borderlands undoubtedly are better. The whole point of those kinds of video games is it's about the story. That's why they exist. So they have to have better story. But, I mean, I was surprised when I saw... Look, I normally don't watch a lot of Angry Joe. Oh, definitely. 2, by far... Okay. 2 has the best story of all of them. 3 has the best gameplay. Again, Alexia, you are a Borderlands person. You are obsessively detailed about it. So you're going to know things that most other people aren't. It's like me with Destiny, okay? But most of your average normies or like who've played all of the games but aren't as in-depth in detail, Troy and Tyrene are never going to be forgotten. No one's going to... You go up to random people, they will know who Troy and Tyrene are, okay? Everybody knows who Troy and Tyrene are, okay? Everyone knows who Handsome Jack is. I agree. Borderlands 2 is the best when it comes to story. Borderlands 3 has better gameplay. And I agree with you. Borderlands 3 has the best gameplay of all of them. 100%. The only thing I would get, honestly, and I think the whole thing with the scooters kind of... Anyway. I think the gameplay for Borderlands 3 is the best. They did a lot of improvements from 2 to 3. I said, the problem is with Borderlands 3, like I said, people look at Borderlands 3 and they immediately think of Troy and Tyrene. And they forget the details of the story behind Troy and Tyrene. They think of Ava. But they don't think of the details behind it. And that's the thing. Because in a way, it's possible Ava blaming Lilith, I can see that making sense. But the thing is, you're writing for a video game. So sometimes you need to bend things a little to make it more appealing to the audience. Like I said with the Star Wars, right? Okay? When it comes down to it, okay? Even if this was accurate, which I have my doubts on its accuracy, even if you could pull up for me armor exactly like this in Star Wars, this isn't what you use. Okay? This isn't what you use. Because you're making a video game and you need to keep in mind who your audience is, who's playing the game, and the fact that it is a video game. Okay? You are making characters in Destiny 2. This is not the design you want to use for Destiny 2. In addition, the majority of the people who... I like the DLCs too. I totally agree with you. 100%. You need to keep in mind, and that's one of the biggest problems we have right now in gaming. The problem is, people don't take into account who their audience is. And you need to keep that in mind. Okay? This does not fit Destiny 2. This does not fit... Remember, even if you can find an obscure reference... Okay? Even if you can find an obscure reference to this in Star Wars, the majority of Star Wars fans are not going to recognize this. Okay? And the majority of the Destiny 2 player base is not going to recognize this. That's why I keep saying this. This is recognized by everybody as Star Wars. Okay? This is recognized immediately as Star Wars. Give it a Destiny 2 twist, but use this as the basis, it would be perfect. Because you're trying to appeal to a wider audience. You're not going to be appealing to the elite of the elite of the elite of the tiny... Oh, I love Jackpot. I love Jackpot. That is my favorite. Jackpot, Handsome Jackpot, absolutely my favorite. Handsome Jackpot, 100%. Totally agree with you. Absolutely, 100% the best DLC. 100%. Absolutely loved it. That's the thing. They are not taking that into account. And that's the problem. I mean, look at old Destiny and what old Destiny looks like. Okay? badass. Come on. Badass. Absolute badass. Look at this. Down to the mouths. God, they used to do so much in their game. There was so much love for Destiny when they made a Destiny 1. They put so much into Destiny 1. They don't do that anymore. They removed, they took away so much from what made Destiny 1 Destiny. They took away so much of what made Destiny Destiny and the world of Destiny. I mean, look, even Moe's here looks like a badass. I mean, Moe's looks like a badass. I don't even remember what abilities I have. I've been playing 4. It's been a while since I played 3. But I mean, the guns are better in 3. What are the hazelnut games? Well, first off, I'll say this. I am not planning anything for November and December because I am working retail and I have no clue when I'm gonna, like, I had a meeting today at work, right? And my boss had to kick me out. He's like, that's it. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. You have to leave. You have to leave. That's it. He's like, you worked the week, okay? But once the holidays are over, I mean, I can't even make my Zerv videos on time. I don't know anymore. I'm tired. Like I said, oh, right, there's no double jump. Okay, I'll admit, I like the double jump in 4. I love this gun. Anyway, that was my... Oh, yes! Okay! That stupid autocraft. Yes, I agree with you. I want to play those games. I definitely do. I said, just let me get through the holidays. I hope more people go shopping in person. See, look. I love that. I love that. I guess I'm tired of the world and everything. I am going to finish Borderlands 4, though. I just don't want to get the disc out. I'm too lazy.
Even Iron Bear can't punch through this stuff.
Oh, right. It's still too early. Like next week I can't. Next Friday, I have work at 2 a.m. I'm going to have somebody else feed Min Min. Which, by the way, Min Min is 10.5 pounds of cat. I thought she was 9.5. I can't believe how big Min Min's gotten. There's a new DLC, I think, right? Borderlands 3 again is because I need the Platinum Trophy for PS5, okay? See, look, the reason I am playing is because, look, okay? Alright? Destiny had great female characters who were badasses. Yeah, I saw it. I was playing earlier, actually. See, I was playing Borderlands 4 earlier. See, I need the platinum for this. I have it here, but I need it for this. Okay? I need it for this. That's why. Yeah, I saw it. I have to switch the disc. And I'm too lazy. The thing is... I agree. There are some... I mean, Yolder. And... I'm gonna die again, damn it! Oh well. Well, Destiny has Yolder. Destiny has Eversmore. Destiny has Ikora. No, a lot of video games had a lot of great female characters. They just... I'm being really bad right now. I don't know. Why am I not playing well? I don't know. No, the thing is, a lot of video games had a lot of great female characters. A lot more indie games have great female characters. Games that just... I feel like they are destroying... But then I have a whole theory on why, and it's because they're trying to... I think they're trying to destroy femininity. Okay, alright. Okay, this is my theory, okay? I think that they are trying to destroy femininity for two reasons, okay? First off, they're trying to keep in mind, what are the jobs that cannot be replaced by AI, right? They want to turn us into corporate... Oh, no, I agree with you. No, remember? Okay, all right. Remember the beginning of Destiny 2. Okay? Remember the beginning of Destiny 2. When Ikora Rey Nova bombs that Cabal ship. Okay? And then at the end of the campaign for the Red War, when Ikora Rey is riding a Sparrow. Okay? Ikora Rey used to be a badass. That's why I have a serious problem when they say that Destiny 1 did not have badass female characters. No, there's a load of BS. You ruined the female characters in Destiny 2 as well. Okay? I agree with you on the subscription with Final Fantasy XIV. I haven't played Final Fantasy XIV in a while. I want to go back to Final Fantasy XIV. I totally agree. This is why I have a very serious problem with the people who say that Destiny 1 did not have strong, awesome female characters. It did. They destroyed all of the characters in Destiny 2. They did not improve the female characters in Destiny 2. They did not improve the male characters in Destiny 2. All of the characters in Destiny 2 are awful. Okay? Destiny 1 had some of the best characters. Some of the most... And the early years of Destiny 2. Okay? I liked Petra Venge in Destiny 1. Marasov. Petra Venge. Hell, even Aldrin Sov, who I did not like at the beginning because he was a arrogant peacock, in The Taken King, was a badass. Okay? Aldrin Sov in the Taken King was a badass. Okay? All of the characters in Destiny 1 were badasses in their own way. Every single one of them. I did not like Petra Venge lately in Destiny 2. But I thought Petra Venge was a badass in Destiny. I love it when she's like all about field work. Oh, she was cool in the lore. The problem is they've taken the lore, torn it up, and thrown it away. They don't care about the lore. They don't care about creating badass characters, okay? I don't know what they're doing, but one of the great things, one of the reasons I loved Destiny was escaping into the world of Destiny. Because the real world is boring, dull, hard. You know, you're constantly beaten down, okay? I work in retail, so it's not like I'm a hero. I mean, the closest thing is imagining I'm Corpus, because, okay, most of us live our lives, it's boring, dull, nothing heroic, nothing badass, right? When you escape into the world of Destiny, you're surrounded by cool, heroic people, you feel like a hero, and you're surrounded by people you want to be like. Okay? Who are just all badass in their own unique, cool ways. The world is dark. The collapse. We're in a post-apocalypse in Destiny 1. It's all darkness, and yet, even with all of the horrible things going around you, and the darkness, and the alien enemies invading, you still have these pockets of light, of heroic awesomeness. Even the Awoken, who are like on the border of light and darkness, you still look at Marasov and you're like, that is a badass. Right? You look at Aldrin, right? And you're like, that is a badass. I'm not sure if the audio will work for this. And that is why you loved it, right? At least for me. I don't want appliances. Okay. Here. All right. I don't know, is the audio working or not? So let me know if the audio is working or not, okay? This, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, that's not working. Let me see. One sec. I'm not sure if this will work. Let's see if this will work. This is so badass. Wait. Yeah, let's just say Aldrin. I mean, come on. Aldrin Sov is a badass here. Aldrin Sov is a total badass. You may find him annoying at the beginning of the Taken King, but not the Taken King, in the main campaign. But here, Aldrin Sov is just total badass. I'm gonna say Marasov. Why am I saying Marasov? Simple. Because of the simple numbers. The majority of the people who play Destiny are straight guys. And who are the straight guys going to be for? Marasov. Okay? That's why. Marasov by a mile. Followed by Petra. Or Ikora. But definitely, by far, every guy I know who plays Destiny 2 has said they have the hots for Mara. And as I said, I'm sorry, Bungie, you may not like to accept it or not, but the majority of the people who play Destiny 2 are straight guys. All right? They're all gonna fall for Mara. That's just how it is. I use logic. But come on, look at him. Well, Gwen too. Gwen from Rising, but no Destiny. Well, just come on. He's a badass. Just come on. Even Aldrin is a badass. Come on, it's just badass. This is Destiny, as it should be. Just come on, come on. She looks badass. Mara Sov looks like a badass. If I had to choose what female can look. If you were to tell me, Kat, you have to pick a female character in Destiny 2 that you would Destiny 1. If you say if you had to pick a woman that you would wake up as in Destiny 1, who would you pick? I would definitely be picking Marasov. I'd be like, yeah, I want to wake up as Marasov. She looks like a badass. She is a badass. She's a total badass. I mean, come on. She looks like a badass. She acts like a badass. She's a total badass. As a more popular Mara? No, as a straight woman, who would I choose? The problem is, I would probably want Cade, but Cade is an EXO. Let me think. Yeah, probably Cade. Definitely Cade. He's Cade. But Aldrin would be a close second when he's a badass, because Aldrin is a badass. I mean, just come on. Look at this. Look at it. This is... Yes. No, then I honestly, okay, I didn't think she was dead, but I didn't know that they did a ritual. I was confused. Because I had heard from the beginning that they were unsure. The one I was more sure was dead was Aldrin. Oh my god, you're right, Greg. I forgot. Yes, the Drifter. No, above Cade? Nah, the Drifter and then Cade. Because the Drifter's still badass. I mean, come on. This is why you love Destiny. At least for me, this is why I loved Destiny. And I'm going to keep saying it. And they've lost that. You want to know what they did? This. This is what I miss about Drifter's always badass and they still haven't ruined him. This is what I miss about Destiny. This is what I miss. I don't care about the leveling system. I don't care. Oh god, they're going to ruin him too. Thank you so much for that. This is what I miss about Destiny. This is why I loved Destiny. This is why I loved the world of Destiny. Even Warframe, you don't have that. Okay? I personally like the Drifter, but you know what? Okay, no, I can't decide. Oh, you know what? I want them both. All right? I have two guys. Besides, Cade is dead, so now I have to go with the Drifter. This is what I miss so much about Destiny. This is one of the things that kills the game for me. Oh, you can... Okay. You can fix the leveling system. What I miss... And what I miss in a lot of video games is that feeling of escape. And being a hero. And being badass. Like I said, the world of Destiny is dark. Original Destiny was much darker, much more menacing, much more gritty, much more, apocalyptic. The threat was so much bigger in the world of Destiny. And that you are surrounded by all these beacons of light who are still holding on, who are still heroic, who still do what's right, who still are out there fighting the good fight, protecting humanity. Everyone felt so badass and heroic, and you felt like you could escape from the real world into Destiny. The monotony of normal life, where you go in and you do... They were removed. I know, they were removed. There's no defending any of their behavior. I'm done. Like I said, I'm 100% done. They killed my game. They killed the world. They killed the whole, the everything. They killed everything about the game. And I'm tired of it. I miss that. And you know what? I'm looking it into other video games where I could go in and feel like a hero. Because, again, you go to work every day. It's the same monotony, right? You do your job, you go to work, you have bosses, managers, and all of that, on top of you. The stress of work. It may come as a surprise. People underestimate how much stress retail people are under. You think we sit around doing nothing? We got managers. It has to be under 5 minutes. It has to be under 5 minutes. It has to be this. It has to be that. Why isn't this done? Management is on you all the time. It is very, very... People don't understand. They think that we retail people just sit around waiting for sales. It's like, no, it is constantly. Why isn't this done? Why isn't this done? This has to be done. Constant. You do not sit down. Okay? And so you want to escape into an amazing, awesome world that is as far from reality as possible. I don't want to think about anything. I just want to be a hero and surrounded by heroes. I don't want this. Okay? I don't want this ugly woman. I want to be surrounded by people like Gwen. Right? Badass women in the game. Badass guys. Okay? And all of the people are just sitting there eating it up. And I'm tired of the people telling me, but the leveling system is bad. The entire funny. You know, the funny thing is, Lord, the funny part of the whole thing is, right? I remember when Destiny 2 first launched, right? I remember when Destiny 2 and everybody was losing their mind over the mods, and they were calling Destiny 2 pay to win, and people were losing their minds over the shaders. Remember that? Where they're like, and I even understood why Bungie was doing the shaders the way they were. And everyone was losing their mind over the shaders. And it was boycott Eververse, and now look at the Eververse store. You want it? Here. Let's see. Wait. All right. I usually use this one. Congratulations, Bungie. 18,000 people are playing your game. I don't want it either. I don't either. I don't have... No, I agree. And they don't, and the thing is, they care less and less about the game, and they put everything in as cheap as possible to charge you as much as possible. Okay? As much as you may not like, the thing is with Borderlands 3, I have to say this about Borderlands 3. All I paid for was the base game and the DLC. And the number of cosmetics that I got in this game is obscene. And on a Saturday at 3:30, here, okay? One sec. As much as you may criticize, okay? Okay? Again, you No, what they did, you want to know what they did? Greg, I'll tell you what they did. I can tell you exactly what they did. All right? You want to know what they did? Wait, one sec. You want to know what they did? I will tell you. I'll tell you, okay? And this is, and you know what? Everybody, okay. You want to know what they did? I'll tell you what they did. In 2020, Bungie went full DEI, okay? They wanted to hire more women. They wanted to hire more diverse people, okay? The thing is, most women don't go into program development. There is an article I posted a while back, and it'll take me a while to find it again, where it was in IGN, where they admitted they got rid of a lot of the earlier writing team and replaced them with women. Okay? They wanted to have more women, and they even admit in the article that the department with the most females is the writing team. They got rid of a lot of the male writers. They got rid of a lot of the toxic male writers, which honestly, they should have kept them. Because if you come up to me, you tell me, I'm going to pair Osiris and Saint 14, I'm going to call you an idiot. I'm not going to be polite. I'm going to like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Okay? They admit, on top of that, you want to know who wrote Edge of Fate? A woman who specializes in tragic love stories. I am going to one of these days I'm going to make a video about this because it's always in the middle of my live stream, like 3 hours in, so nobody sees it. All right? And people aren't going to, look, stereotypes exist for a reason, okay? People bought okay, I will tell you this. It is an issue. Final Shape, I'll tell you this about Final Shape. Final Shape is actually mediocre, okay? Final Shape is good because it hits all the nostalgia bells. But it is DEI. Who wrote Edge of Fate? Personally, my theory is there's two writing teams, and one of them is the team that wrote Edge of Fate. The people who wrote Final Shape are the same people who wrote, like, Forsaken. It's definitely DEI. Who wrote Edge of Fate? It's a woman who specializes in tragic love stories. You need to stop. I'm sorry. You need to stop hiring women who look. I'm saying it all wrong. All right, because I'm okay. Her name is Helena something or other. She writes tragic love stories. Doesn't play video games. Okay, I already posted about this on X. You got in someone who writes tragic love stories. You bring in writers who don't play Destiny. How can you write for Destiny if you don't even play it? One of the problems also with Destiny is they don't know how to write a video game. You tell the story in the video game, it's poorly paced. All of it is poorly paced. Or, look. Let me be clear. I'm not saying women can't write for Destiny. What I'm saying is, though, the majority of women can't. And I always use this example, okay? John Wick and Titanic, all right? You go to the majority of women and you ask the majority of women, what would you rather watch? Okay? John Wick or Titanic? The majority of women will tell you Titanic. Now, there are a few exceptions. I'm one of those exceptions. I will choose John Wick. I have never watched Titanic. The majority of women would choose Titanic. Women like those emotional stories. And if you look at Destiny 2, that is what it has become. On the other hand, if you ask the majority of men what would prefer, John Wick or Titanic, the majority of men will tell you John Wick. Every man I know who has watched Titanic, it's because their wife wanted to watch it, their girlfriend, their daughter. I have not had a single man. Maybe they exist. I'm sure there are. There are some men who would choose Titanic, but I know the majority of the men I spoke with, the only thing they like about Titanic is the documentaries. Your writing team at Bungie should be primarily made up of men, with the few female exceptions who are like me, who are like Zenny. Zenny is the same. The very few women who understand the male fantasy. What is Destiny 2? Destiny 2 is a male fantasy. And I have watched numerous videos where they talk about the difference between how a woman... I agree. And that's the thing and that's one of the other problems with Destiny 2. The majority of the people I know absolutely nothing about the story anymore. Why? They don't care anymore. Okay? Up until after Forsaken. So up until like Lightfall. Okay? That's why you can tell when the game switched. The majority of men stop paying attention to the story. Why? Because they don't relate to it. Okay? They don't care. They don't care about the emotional Osiris and Saint 14 story. And you know how I know also? Because every single person who reviewed Edge of Fate, and a lot of them reviewed it positively, every single person who reviewed Edge of Fate, even the people who gave it glowing reviews, all of them said one thing in common. They hate Maya Sundaresh. Every single review I've seen about Edge of Fate said the exact same thing. They are sick and tired of Maya Sundaresh. They hate Maya Sundaresh. And what is Maya Sundaresh? The tragic love story. Okay? Maya Sundaresh is the tragic love story. Everyone hates Maya Sundaresh. And honestly, even when you think about it, Edge of Fate is lazy. What is Edge of Fate? I'm going to keep saying, I like Lodi. I do like the character of Lodi. I think Lodi would have looked more badass in a suit and tie because it would have made him look even more like a fish out of water. What is Lodi? Lodi is a fish out of water. Everybody loves a fish out of water. They're always great comedy. Lodi is literally us being inserted into the world of Destiny. Think about it. Lodi comes from our world. Most of us can relate to Lodi because Lodi is like us. He's from the 1970s, but he's still from our world. Lodi is basically taking one of us and putting us into the world of Destiny. Lodi can say all of the things that we would love to say. Personally, I think Lodi needs to look at them during the dawning and be like, what the is this? This is Christmas, right? They're like, no, 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 Lodi, it is the dawning. And Lodi looks at them and goes, those are Christmas decorations. What the hell are you talking about? Because he's from the 1970s, which means he's probably a Christian. I mean, I would love that. I would love that moment where Lodi turns to Ikora Rey and says, those are Christmas decorations. What the hell is the dawning? You know they're not going to do it, but that would be hilarious. Okay? I would love for Lodi to look at Osiris and Saint 14 and be like, he's a robot. What are you talking about? But that aside, Lodi, everyone likes Lodi. Why? Because Lodi is us. Okay? Lodi is basically self-inserting us again into the world of Destiny. It's taking us and putting us into Destiny. Okay? I mean, really, when you think about it, that's what Lodi is. It's imagining yourself in the world of Destiny. That's why you want to make Lodi even more interesting. Like I said, give him a suit and tie. It would have been hilarious. Because then you have this dude running around the world of Destiny in a suit and tie. But that is what Lodi is. There's nothing unique and creative about Edge of Fate when it really comes down to it. The one thing that everyone really liked about Edge of Fate was Lodi. And that's why everyone likes Lodi. Okay? You're inserting our world into the world of Destiny. You're kind of like breaking that. So that's the thing. But what does everybody hate? Maya Sundaresh. And where did Maya Sundaresh come? From the woman who they hired over tragic love stories. Okay? I'm not denying that maybe they, like Final Shape, when it comes down to it. Okay, let me genuinely ask, how many people actually knew what the hell was going on in the majority of Final Shape? The story is dead. The lore of Destiny is dead. Most people I know have very little clue. You liked, like I said, to me, Final Shape felt more like a rework of the Red War. Why did I like the Final Shape? I had no idea what the Witness is or any of half of that stuff is because nobody had. It started with Neptune. And when did Lightfall released in 2023. They started hiring and focusing on DEI in 2020. So probably start working on it after that. What came before that? Even before it, the thing is, it was before Lightfall. That's the thing. Honestly, it happened before Lightfall. It started with Osiris and Saint 14. They started with the DEI crap and the DEI storytelling with Osiris and Saint 14. Because it wasn't even like, look, I don't even mind. I mean, first off, they retconned Osiris and Saint 14. You put the romance between Osiris and Saint 14 front and center. So it wasn't just that you retconned the characters. You basically turned it into a love story. And it was a badly written love story. I mean, you couldn't even write a good gay relationship. All right? The writing for Osiris and Saint 14 was so bad, it made my Viso-Ikora Rey relationship actually more believable. But most people stop. Yes. And that's the thing. You need, when it comes down to it, and that's one of the reasons why, honestly, look, I'm willing to grind and keep enduring a grind if I enjoy the world we're in. If I enjoy the story, if I enjoy escaping into that world, okay? Everyone's like, oh, if they brought back the Red War, nobody would play. I used to play the Adventures weekly for the Red War because there was I enjoyed the Red War. They're forgetting, and that's why, when it comes down to it, my biggest problem is they're forgetting who their audience is. Who is the audience for Destiny 2? It's primarily men. And Destiny, and early Destiny 2 was a male fantasy. Male fantasies, in general, are different than female. And the thing is, even if you hadn't retconned Osiris and Saint 14, which was my main issue, the thing is, I don't even have a problem with romance in a video game. But the main focus of your story is not the romance in Destiny. In Destiny, the main focus is fighting gods. You can have a love story on the side, but your main focus is, you know, like with, you barely heard about, what's his name? Aldrin Sov and Amanda Holiday. You barely heard about that. That's on the side. Your main focus is you're a hero, you're a guardian, you're fighting gods and aliens. Oh, I loved Titan. Oh my god, Alexia, I loved Titan. I'm with you on that one. I loved Titan. Titan was my favorite planet, and they took it away. I loved Titan. I would just spend hours on Titan. I loved Titan. That's the problem. And that's how you know their writing team shifted and their focus shifted. And the thing is, you barely heard about it, but the thing is, it was on the side, it wasn't the focus. Osiris and Saint 14 was front and center, and it was poorly written too. Like, I have my doubts that the person who wrote Osiris and Saint 14 has ever been in a romantic relationship in their life. I could write better. I don't know if you remember my joke about Ikora and Viso. My joke writing about Ikora and Viso was better than Osiris and Saint 14, and I was on purpose being as cheap and cheesy and cliche as possible, where you suddenly get a message from Titan. Ikora, it's your Viso, honey. But Viso, I'm dead. So am I, Ikora. So am I. When it comes down to, yeah. And the thing, keep in mind, as I said, personally, the character I think that gets the least attention is Devram K. The funny thing is, you already have a great gay character in the game, and you completely neglect him. I like Devram K. And honestly, the reason I don't bring up the fact often that Devram K is gay is because I don't want them to ruin Devram K. I really don't. I like Devram K, and I don't want them to ruin Devram K. So it's like when I bring it up, it's like, shh, do not remind Bungie that Devram K exists, because they will destroy him as a character. Devram K was a great character with a full personality that just happened to be gay. It wasn't his entire personality. It wasn't his entire life. He was the one who looked after Soraya Hawthorne. He bailed her out. They lived on the farm and all that. I liked Devram. My only issue is I wish they would have shown him as a better badass, where you could see him sniping. I wish he used to hit enemies, because that would have been badass. Can you imagine if Devram actually was a good shot in the game? And of course he has. Of course they have. Why not? Of course they'd ruin Devram. They like to ruin every one of my favorite characters. Oh, and Asher. They ruined Asher too. I said, I like Devram. So before anybody starts calling me an Isterophobe, I liked Devram. Okay? I liked Devram, and I do not want them to ruin Devram. But look at all the cosmetics I get in this game for free that I can earn. So that's what my view is on Destiny 2 and what happened. There is a shift from a primary... They got rid of a lot of the old Destiny 2 early writers who were guys. They got rid of a lot of them. Okay? That's why when you first play Destiny 2 at the beginning, it still felt... Of course they have. Did they ruin him because I haven't played the Call to Arms? I like Devram, and now they're probably going to ruin him. But that's why you can tell Destiny 2 at the beginning, even with all the problems with the primaries and all the weapon things, the story still felt like Destiny. Because all of the early writers from Destiny 1 were still there. That's the problem. I didn't know Hammerlock was a. Well, honestly, I thought Hammerlock was a gooner. I'll say that. I did not. I know there's hints about it and all that, but I thought he was a gooner. But I mean, look, all of these cosmetics in Borderlands 3, I earned. I did not pay for them. I earned them. So that's why the game doesn't feel like Destiny. At the end of the day, it doesn't feel like Destiny. When you play it, it doesn't feel like Destiny anymore. It feels so much. The world was so dark and menacing in Destiny, and you felt like a hero. And now it feels like a grind. It feels like Temu Warframe. Honestly, Destiny feels like Temu Warframe. That's what it feels like. It feels like Temu Warframe. Because is there grind in Warframe? Absolutely. But you know what? I have fun with the grind in Warframe. The world of Warframe is more nuanced and not as black and white as the world of Destiny. But you know what? It's a fun world. And they keep to their world. It's just another grind. And the portal has cut it down to the point where basically though I hear they're unlocking the waypoints, so you don't have to keep rediscovering stupid waypoints, which is a relief. One of the reasons I had avoided playing it. Yes, early D2 and D1 were dark, but it was also, again, a male fantasy, where you are the hero and you are going in there and you are the hero. Basically, it is a hero. You are a hero, whereas generally the female fantasy is to be rescued. Okay? And they took that away. And they ruined it. And it doesn't feel like the world of Destiny anymore. And now they keep throwing in stuff like the Star Wars thing, which is why I'm not a fan of the Renegades thing. Okay? Put aside the ugly characters and all of that. Destiny had its own unique aesthetic. Its own unique world. Okay. It's T-Moon. Yeah. Destiny had its own style. Its own aesthetic, its own environment. It used to be that you could post a picture and you know it's from Destiny. Okay? Now, it's lost what made it Destiny. It's not Destiny anymore. But even if you mean Diablo 2 and Diablo 1, it's the same thing. Early Destiny 2 and Destiny 1. And Renegades is Temu Star Wars, yes. But on top of that, you could have done it well. The sad thing is, you could have taken Star Wars. The reason it's not cut and pasted. You could have come up with something different than a lightsaber. I saw somebody who made a video and they were talking about weapons that were designed based on lightsabers but don't look like lightsabers. But you can tell, like I think it's the thing in Halo. You could have come up with something. I mean, personally, Forsaken and the Forgotten Shore feels inspired by Star Wars. This isn't inspired. Inspired means you don't need the license. They could have done something new and unique that was Destiny inspired by Star Wars. Instead, they just cut and paste. They did the lazy thing. They cut and paste Star Wars into Destiny. But come up with a Destiny version of sabers. It doesn't have to be lightsabers. I'm sorry, but if you want lightsabers, go play a Star Wars game. Go play. You can get it for $20. Hell, let me look it up right now, okay? Let's go to Best Buy. Because they do not have third party, so they're the most reliable when it comes down to it. Amazon. Okay. Star Wars PS5. All right. Best Buy, what have you got for me? Okay. So, from Best Buy, if you want Star Wars Jedi Survivor, $19.99. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 1999. Star Wars Outlaws, even though it's not that great, 1999. Okay? So, for $40, which is the cost of Edge of Fate, you can get right now, Black Friday deal from Best Buy, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Okay? If you were inspired, you could have made it really good. If you wanted to get inspired by Star Wars, like I said, I'm not the only one. I know numerous people. By the way, thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I just threw that one on. This could have been really good. It could have been great. I don't even mind the cosmetics. I think the cosmetics are annoying and stupid. Okay? Oh, I agree with you. Who wants Outlaws? But it's $20. I mean, come on, $20. But the two Jedi games are $20 each. The thing is, I don't even mind the cosmetics. I think seeing a Titan as a stormtrooper is stupid, but fine. I don't like the cosmetics. I don't like the focus on. My problem is a campaign that has lightsabers and is basically cut and paste Star Wars. Forsaken is inspired by Star Wars. The Forgotten Shore looks like it was inspired by Star Wars. If you had wanted to be inspired by Star Wars, you could have done it without cut and pasting Star Wars. But you are lazy. You have lost all creativity at Bungie. There is nothing left. All you can do is cut and paste. You can't sell Destiny anymore. You have forgotten what makes Destiny Destiny. And that's the problem. And that's what, maybe I'm alone in this, and one of the reasons, but from the player base, judging from the player base, I want Destiny. If I wanted to play Star Wars, I own Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. I can play Star Wars. Hell, $20 for Star Wars Outlaws? Why not? Apparently, I can pick it up. That's why I don't show my Best Buy the website, because it shows the closest store to me, so I don't want to dox myself. But apparently, the closest store to me has the game ready for pickup. When I play Destiny, I want to play Destiny. I want to go in, and I understand people want lightsabers and all that. Go play Star Wars. I'm sorry, but we need to gatekeep more. We need to be strict about it, okay? You're playing, and even if people get angry, that's the point. You make Destiny Destiny. You the Mumu? You the Mumu? Come here, Mimi. Min Min. Come here, Min Min. Like I said, at least Outlaws. But they mod it. That's different. Modding sabers into games is different. Hey, Min. Modding it is different, okay? You want to mod a saber into a game? Fine. That's different. The gameplay itself, the main campaign, what is Destiny should be what is Destiny. P for Papas. It's a Papa's party. P for Papas. It's a Papa's party. P for Papas. It's a Papa's party. Papas. KOTOR is a great game. Like, there are so many Star Wars games you can play. If I recall, I thought I saw like, maybe I'll show him. P for Papas. It's a Papa's party. M for Mina. M for Mina. She's a mini monster. Meow meow. Mina. Oh, baby girl. That's the thing. I get, you can mod in anything. You can mod in My Little Pony, okay? But the thing is, what Bungie provides us should be Destiny. It should be Destiny. That's how it is. And look, if people are like crying about it, like I said, go play a Star Wars game. That's the thing. That's why Star Wars games exist for Star Wars. And I think one of the reasons that this is a thing is because they don't want to play a Star Wars game. it still doesn't justify it in Destiny. I'm sorry. Dead Rising, I don't even know why it has lightsabers. Maybe it's because it's based on fiction. But when it comes down to it, Destiny shouldn't have lightsabers. Nah, it shouldn't. Destiny shouldn't have lightsabers. Destiny should stick to Destiny. And I think one of the reasons why is because people have become devoted to one. My theory is this, okay? People have become devoted to only one game, okay? Fortnite. Why do they have all that stuff in Fortnite? Because people want to do things in that one game they play that they can't do in it. They don't want to play Star Wars games. They want lightsabers in the one game they play. And I bet you, okay, as I said, you can come up with weapons inspired by lightsabers that are not lightsabers. But you don't want to do that because that's too much work. Weapons inspired by lightsabers in video games, alright? So, for example, the energy sword from Halo. They can make reference, again, look, when it comes down to it, right? As I said, okay, you can make things inspired, but don't put lightsabers. I'm sorry, it doesn't belong in Destiny. When it comes down to it, you can come up with something that fits in the world of Destiny. They are being lazy about it. Yes, Min Min? I agree with you, Alex. And I don't think they should be doing Star Wars at all. As I said, Forsaken is inspired by Star Wars. I saw the spider, and immediately I was thinking of Jabba the Hutt. The moment I saw the spider, I thought Jabba the Hutt. Now, the spider did not need to be licensed by Disney or any of that. Why? Because the spider was still his own character. Am I the only one who saw the spider and thought Jabba the Hutt? Hey, baby, you want food? Who wants food? Hey, would you baby poo-poo? If they wanted to, which is why they're taking the lazy way out. They could have done something that was clearly inspired by Star Wars, but it wasn't cut and paste from Star Wars. That's the problem. They're too lazy to come up with something for Destiny that was inspired by Star Wars. Everything is inspired by something else. Oh yeah, no, then yeah. You baby. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I agree. It shouldn't even be there, though. It shouldn't even be. They're not even doing Star Wars well. But the thing is, that's why I'm saddened by Renegades. Because they didn't put any effort into it. Okay? They didn't. They could have taken Star Wars. Okay? They could have taken Star Wars and done something new and unique and creative of their own. The Praxic Order has its own lore that they could have put into it. The Sith, they don't need to say, oh, it's based on the Jedi. No, you don't even if it was, come up with something that is Destiny. And they're not doing it because they're too lazy. And that's the problem. They don't care about which is why they don't care about the world they are in. The lore has been thrown out the window. When it comes down to it, nobody cares about the world of Destiny anymore. They don't care about the lore. I mean, Mylan Games dumped Destiny after 10 years of lore videos because he realized they don't care about the lore. Destiny had great lore. It had its own world with its own amazing lore. The sword logic. Everything about Destiny was unique. I mean, remember when he did Alakul the Dark Blade, right? That was hilarious and brilliant. where he's like, he fell in love, he led an army of thrall to the throne of Oryx for the wizard Varuk was his mate, and Ghost's like, how romantic. Destiny had its own the lore behind the Taken, the lore behind the Hive, everything behind Destiny used to be its own unique, creative lore. Its own world, its own design, its own creatures, its own aliens, everything that was Destiny. Even the spider, which I said feels like it was inspired by Star Wars, the spider was still his own thing. The Forgotten Shore was its own thing. Everything about Destiny, the Dreaming City was its own unique thing. Everything about Destiny was still its own thing. It was Destiny. Even if it was inspired by something, it was still Destiny. You saw it, it was Destiny. Okay? And the thing is, if they do it like Final Fantasy XIV or Fortnite, keep it to the cosmetics. Do I like the cosmetics? No. Do I like the fact that they've turned everything into the Eververse store? No, I don't. But I don't have a problem. I have less of a problem of having stormtroopers. Okay? I agree with you. This is, if you're going to destroy the lore, then at this point, what's the point? But then, you know what? I'm out completely. Because I loved the lore of Destiny. I love the world of Destiny. I love the different species of Destiny that were unique and creative, and they were their own thing with their own design and their own. I mean, when I look at the Vex, I feel Terminator. Am I the one, when you see the Vex walking, does it not remind you of the Terminators when they're just walking and they're like in a line and they're just shooting? I saw the Vex and immediately I thought Terminator. Okay? Everything about him. Everything about the Vex, the Hive, the Taken, the Fallen, everything was still its own thing. And that's why I hate Renegades. I absolutely hate Renegades. Because it could have been done well. But they don't want to take the time anymore to make it done well. And they don't hire writers based on skill. They hire writers based on identity. And that's a problem. Stop hiring writers from Tumblr who are caught up in fan fiction. You're not writing your own self-insert into Destiny. You're writing Destiny. And you ruined it. And it breaks my heart. It saddens me so much because Destiny used to be so unique and its own thing. And they forgot about that. They abandoned it years ago and they no longer care about what made Destiny Destiny. And I've been saying it for years. But this basically solidifies it beyond a doubt. They don't care about Destiny. I mean, the guy who, and yes, crazy enough, even with me criticizing women. No, at one point it was DEI because I found articles where Bungie admitted that they wanted to hire more women. And the biggest the department with the most women is the writing team. But yeah, there are exceptions. For example, the guy who wrote about Osiris and Saint 14, he was a guy who wanted to share his queer life experiences. So another DEI hire. Who used to fantasize about Osiris and Saint 14. This guy has never been on a date in his life. They don't care about anything anymore now. They used to care about DEI. They don't even care about that. They just hire the worst of the worst. The thing is, if you cared about Destiny, you could have come up with a way to fit Neyamuna into Destiny. Okay? You wouldn't have the Cloud Striders. The Cloud Striders don't make sense. But Neyamuna could have fit the lore of Destiny. But she didn't even take the time. Neyamuna could have been a city that was destroyed during the collapse. They knew about its existence. And then the Cabal come in and they're trying to steal the technology from Neyamuna, so they have to send Guardians to stop them from stealing the remaining Golden Age technology. Actually, it would be more likely the Fallen. I mean, you know how lazy they are? You literally see enemies in different locations and you're like, what? Why? They don't care anymore. And that's why I do believe the theory that the reason there's no long-term roadmap is because they don't think the game is going to survive more than another year. And honestly, at this point, if this is what they're going to do, I don't want it to survive. If Destiny is not going to remain Destiny anymore, and what made Destiny Destiny, I don't want it to survive. I don't. Because it's no longer Destiny. And honestly, I have been saying, have I not been saying it for years? What has Destiny 2 become? It is a crossover, a mashup of Destiny and Fortnite. They took a little of what made Destiny and Fortnite and mashed it together. Yeah, they don't care anymore. And the thing is, before anybody keeps telling me, oh, well, they're bored with Destiny. No matter how much you may disagree with Digital Extremes on the woke end of things, they are woke as hell. The company is woke. But you know what Digital Extremes also does? They care about Warframe. They do care about Warframe. And they stick to the lore of Warframe. And sometimes I may not 100% agree with everything, but they still stick to what makes Warframe Warframe. They have everything is still Warframe. I think the stupid love story thing was stupid, but it fits the world of Warframe. Yeah. And that's the problem. But Digital Extremes knows that if Warframe fails, what's going to happen to them? Tencent owns Digital Extremes. I bet you they have Tencent on their back. Do you really think that Tencent is going to allow Warframe to continue if Digital Extremes... I mean, even the Pride stuff in in Warframe has been going on for years, and it's cosmetic. And I don't have a problem with it. My only issue is I called out their hypocrisy, where I'm like, you only care about Pride, you don't do anything for any other event. But at the end of the day, you know what? I don't have a problem with it, because they still make their game great, and they focus on what makes their game. Okay? And that's what matters. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Oh, you could be a communist or a socialist, but when you write about the corpus, they are capitalists. You don't put in your communistic thinking when you write about the corpus. The Grenier. You don't hear anybody going on about, colonization or any of that. Okay? They don't care about Destiny anymore. And the game in Warframe is still good. And again, the thing is, it's also different with Warframe, because this is something they've been doing for years. Okay? They do it every year. As I said, my only issue with the Pride was I felt it was being hypocritical, because the only diversity you really focus on is one. And this year I made sure to check, did they wish the Muslims happy Ramadan? Do I want them to wish the Muslims happy Ramadan? No, I don't. But at the same time, don't tell me that you are all for diversity and then you make it clear that one group is your priority over another. I now know, in the eyes of Digital Extremes, because I'm not on the rainbow spectrum, that I'm not as important to them as someone who is. If I had changed my pronouns to they, them, they might have been more interested in me. I've gotten people playing Warframe, okay? I've been in positions where I can recommend it to a lot of people offline. And people have started playing Warframe because of me. But I'm not, as I said, I don't even have a problem with that. I just say stop being a hypocrite about it. Okay? You claim to be here. Why don't we have anything for Father's Day? The majority of your player base is male. There are a lot of fathers. Personally, I've said this before. If I were the social media person in charge of Digital Extremes, I would have made up a whole bunch of holidays and events that are related to the game. You would not see me doing anything real. I would have Corpus History Month and Viso's Remembrance Day and Corpus Veterans Day. I would have a ton of fun making stuff up and leaving reality at the door. It would be all Warframe all the time. As I said, I don't have a problem. My problem isn't Pride. My problem is the hypocrisy. The only time you really see them promoting anybody is when it comes down to Pride. That's my issue. And that's what got me blocked. I didn't work for the police. So I didn't work for the police, but I had the police asking, we like, I didn't work for the police, but I helped them when it came to figuring some things out. So, finding out where, the thing is, I really can't go into detail because I don't want to point out where I work. And I also don't want to put out too much about how security systems work. Because I want the people who might hear this later on to be completely in the dark and not understand how good or bad theft systems are in retail. They are getting better, that's I also say. We are more aware and are working harder to stop theft. And I can tell you, I personally caught someone who got arrested through my job in retail. Like, I don't work with the police. I'm not tied to the police, but they will go into stores and ask questions and be like, hey, can you find this? Hey, can you look up this? Can you look up this person's purchase history or all of that? And we know a lot of tricks that they do. So we know how, like, the tricks they'll do and how to prevent them. So, like, when they do certain things with stuff, we know, okay, this is a trick that we have found out that they now do and how to fight it. Because when it comes, I mean, I also talked about, for example, when people were going on about EBT and how EBT, and they're like, oh, if you want to go to Walmart and steal. And I pointed out that everyone is always talking about how when you steal from big box, you're stealing from the corporation. So let's go with Walmart because everyone's talking about Walmart, right? Everyone's like, so like, for example, I really can't think of a way. I really can't think of a way. And the thing is, like I said, I don't want people to know what we do because I want them to continue to make those mistakes. Okay? I want them because I want them caught. Look, as I said, I will say, so everyone was talking about Walmart and the theft at Walmart. When they lost their EBT, they're like, go and steal from Walmart. Like, when you steal from Walmart, you're stealing from the corporation. Okay? No, you're not. That's what people don't understand. You're not stealing from the corporation. Who gets punished? The store you're stealing from. Because do you not think the stores keep track of their theft? They do. And they have to report it. And if your theft numbers suddenly go up, who gets punished? The employees in the store. On top of that, okay, a lot of stores, their employee hours are based on their sales. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Their stores, their employee hours are based on their sales. So the higher the sales, the more hours they can give the employees. So when you steal, there's no product to sell. So first of all, the theft is reported, okay? That store that has the higher theft is punished for it. Okay? The employees suffer for it. They suffer because they also lose hours because now they have less stuff to sell. Or let's say the computer says you have something available, but it's stolen. So you get angry customers because they're like, hey, it says you have this in stock. Where is it? Oh, it was stolen. You are hurting the employees when you steal. You're not hurting Walmart. Walmart's going to report to, eventually in the big picture, they're going to report it to insurance. But the individual stores suffer for it. On top of that, you said that these people with the EBT are telling the Walmart employees, if you see someone stealing, look the other way. Okay. Stores have security cameras. Do you not think if they see someone an employee who's blatantly letting someone steal, that person isn't going to be punished for it? They're going to be punished for it. Congratulations. You're hurting the little guy. You're hurting the person who works at Walmart, who makes very little money, and they will potentially lose their job because they turned and looked the other way. You really think anybody at Walmart is going to do that? They're not. Because they know their job is on the line. If they don't look at your receipt, if they turn the other way, if they ring you up, okay, incorrectly, do you not think that there is a record of that and that they will suffer for it? I'm sorry to hear that, Johnny. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry about that. No, they're going to suffer for it, okay? On top of that, you really think you're not going to get caught? People assume that retail are stupid, lazy and stupid. We're not stupid, and we're not lazy, and a lot of the people who have worked in retail have looked in. It also leads to increased locks. Oh, yeah. And it leads to increased locks and inconvenience to the buyer and to the employee. Do you not think it's annoying to constantly have to unlock things and get it for you? Yeah. When you steal, you aren't hurting Walmart or Target or Best Buy corporate or GameStop corporate. You're hurting the stores and the people who work in the stores. And you think that, well, Walmart is a multi-billion-dollar company, so I'm just taking from them. No, you're hurting the individual stores. I know this from experience. I know, because we have to deal with theft sometimes. And the people who suffer from it are the employees. Okay? You're hurting a lot of employees, okay? P for Papa's. It's a Papa's party. They lock things up. Yes. And it's harder for the employees. It's harder for the customers. If something is stolen and the computer says they have it and you can't find it, it hurts the customer because the customer's angry now because they're like, hey, it says you had this, but now you're telling me you don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? Okay. You're hurting a lot of other people. You're not hurting Walmart. You're hurting these stores, the customers, the other customers, and the employees. You're not hurting Target or Costco or Best Buy or Kmart, right? Yes. It will hurt. Like I said, Walmart's for union best employees are going to have less protection. And again, this whole thing of turn the other way and let someone steal. Do you really not think that they're not going to notice that? Do you really think they're not? And that's why I had a lot of problems with these EBT people who are like, oh, go ahead and steal from Walmart. You're stealing from Walmart. No, you're not. You're stealing from that store. The management has to answer to it. The employees have to answer. What do you mean theft is up 100%? It takes more time. No, you're right. 100%. As a delivery driver, it takes more time. It takes more time for everybody. It makes everything more inconvenient. It's a pain. Can you imagine downstocking all of that stuff? Now having to open and unlock everything and needing to get keys from whoever. You think everybody can? Happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Johnny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's the thing. That's why the whole EBT. So, as I said, I don't want to go into detail because, as I said, first off, I don't want to give away where I work. I've worked multiple retail jobs, too. Let me be clear. I've worked multiple retail jobs. I've worked in more than one retail. I love working in retail behind the scenes. That's what I like. I like to work behind the scenes. Okay? Hey, Mimi. You want food? Mimi wants food? Mimi wants food? You want food, Min Min? Alright, I gotta go feed the Min Min. It'll take a couple minutes. I gotta go feed the Min Min. Come on, Min Min, you want food? You want food, Min Min? Let's go feed the Min Min. Let's go feed the Min Min. You want the Num Nums? Yeah, you do? This is food, Min Min. You need to learn the word food, Min Min. Food. Food for Min Min. Food for Min Min. Let's get you some munchies. Feed Min Min. So no, and I agree with that. For example, one of my big issues is this, okay? I agree with you about the unions as well. My big issue is this, okay? We're not allowed to work over 40 hours. Why? Because according to the law, if you work over 40 hours, you have to get OT, right? So that means you get paid time and a half. My issue is this, okay? I would more than willingly work 50 or 60 hours at my base pay. Give me a sec, I gotta use the bathroom. Did you like your num-nums? Yeah, you ate your food? You ate your foods? You know, moo. Come here, monster. Who likes her You got chicken. Come here, chicken girl. What are you doing, girl? What are you do? Okay. Okay, good girl. Okay. Chicken. Okay. But the thing is, okay, my problem with it is this, okay? Most companies don't want to pay you OT, right? So instead, they just tell you you're not allowed to work more than 40 hours. Now, friend of mine does 2 jobs because he can't work more than 40 hours in either one of them. Wouldn't it be easier and more efficient for the company if you can devote all of your time so you don't have to juggle 2 schedules? Look, I get it. Let me opt out of the OT then. It also means that you can have and devote more hours to the more hardworking employees who want it. I want to work more than 40 hours at regular hours. I don't need the OT. I just want to be able to work so it will be easier for me to do one job, one place, and work over 40 hours. So I think it's a stupid law. On top of that, it's cheaper for the company. It's better and cheaper for the company to allow people to work more. Give me the option then to opt out, right? I don't know. But anyway, that's why I... And the thing is, yeah, no. Yeah. No, it's a fine line between... And the thing is, they know how to... Like, for example... Like, it's like, oh, yeah, we will make it so that you have to get paid OT because it'll help the employee. So what is the response? Yeah, you're not allowed to work OT. You're just no OT. Period. It doesn't help anybody. And I mean, I know it benefits some people, but most people, it really doesn't benefit. Min, did you like your num-nummies? Anyway. That's my whole thing. I don't know. What else have I been missing? Yeah, but the thing is, then they'll get another job. On top of that, honestly, the thing is, first off, more employees does not always mean a good thing, because some of the people, like, you can't reward the hardest working people this way then. Because I work with some of the people, and some people are horrible. They're just, and then there's some people who've been there for years, or some of the best, who would not mind working more hours if given the opportunity. And they do the work of 2 or 3 of the new people, but they're not allowed. I get why, but at the same time, it's like, look, like I said, the guy I work with has to work 2 jobs. Has to divide between the 2. Sometimes can't work at one because he has to be at the other. And it sucks. Instead, it's like, all right, I mean, for me, okay, in order for me to go from one job to another, which I don't have the energy. After I finish one job, it's like, yeah, I would rather stay an extra hour or two and work later at my same job and work 50 or 60 hours a week at my job, then I don't have the energy to go to a second job. I have mastered my present one. I'm tired, right? It would be easier for me to stay at the same job, work an extra 2 hours, and then bike home. So that's why it's like, it's a pain in the butt. I don't like it. I don't like the OT thing. It pisses me off. And I know there's some people who benefit from it, but I don't like it. I really don't. I don't know. Min, with your baby Minnie. You two, as always, interesting conversation, peace, and all that, and awesome. And we gotta play those games. Definitely, I really want to play them because that'll be awesome. That'll be fun. Where's my mini moo? Where's my mini moo? Oh God, I'm tired. I think there is a... Yay, I got it. Hi, baby. Yes, Min Min? Which, by the way, Min Min now has raw food. So, one of the few... So, first off, Instagram does their ads much better than YouTube. Okay, let me just be clear about that. YouTube's ads are trash. Instagram actually puts ads that I actually could use. So, I was buying Min Min Fussy Cat, which is very expensive, and I'm like, this is way too expensive. So, I ended up getting an ad for Viva Raw, which is a much better deal, and it's raw meat. So Min Min now gets raw meat every day. But I get Kitnip Box, I get all different actually cat-related stuff on Instagram. Whereas with YouTube, I get some of the craziest ads possible. Like, that don't even make sense at all. Just don't make sense. My favorites are the times where I get ads that first are solely for men, followed immediately by an ad that is for something that is only for women. I get ads for makeup. I never buy makeup. Okay? I get ads for, oh my God, the Better Health ads. This one person's like, I don't appreciate unsolicited advice. Woman, I don't care about your mental health. I haven't been on Facebook in ages. But yeah, YouTube ads are terrible. These two, I don't know how I'm going to do. I need to do this with somebody. No, I mean it. Like, I've actually bought stuff from the ads I get on Instagram. Whereas YouTube, I get some of the worst ads on YouTube that just don't make any sense at all. Which, by the way, let me say this. My newest favorite YouTube channel is the Y-Files. Why didn't anybody tell me Nerdrotic was in Egypt? I can't believe Nerdrotic, no words, man. Nerdrotic, yeah, should have contacted me. Habibi, I could have made your life, just no words, Habibi. No words, okay? Like, really, Habibi? But, yeah, YouTube does not make any sense, though I love the Y files. I think now, after watching his videos about the CIA and... No, he's in Egypt. He's visiting Egypt. He's on a trip to Egypt, and he didn't contact me. I saw a picture of them eating hamam. I'm like, Habibi, why you not tell me? Habibi, why you not tell me? You go visit Egypt. Absolutely love... Look, I'll say this, okay? I've been watching the Y files, and I will tell you this. Everything that is happening now, I see as CIA. All of it. From the Rainbow Mafia to... Especially the Rainbow Mafia, I think it's all CIA now. All of it. I also have changed my mind about crop circles and aliens. I absolutely love the Y files. But he's complete. First off, I did not think crop circles were real until I saw his video. Okay? I need a live grenade. Give me a live grenade. Okay. Everything I now see as CIA. Everything. Everything is CIA. Especially the Rainbow Mafia stuff, but it's all CIA. It doesn't make sense why all of a sudden all these big corporations are pushing things that they never pushed before. Okay? That's why I said earlier, this whole idea of destroying femininity and even giving girls injections, it's CIA. It's all CIA. What? Destroying femininity means you're going to be making better... First off, you're controlling who has the kids, right? You're sterilizing all the females, right? Okay. Second of all, I mean, what is a better labor force than women who have taken drugs that will make them physically stronger? Okay. So, convincing women that femininity is bad and that making them into a better working force, yeah, that makes sense. I think it is all now CIA. I also, like I said, crop circles, most of them are fake, but some of them are real. Aliens, I'm starting to think that there's something out there. Like I said, he debunks a lot of the stuff, but he also points out where there are holes in the whole thing. Okay, MK Ultra is still going on right now. I have little doubt about that. And on top of that, that asteroid they say that's going to hit in that's not going to hit in 2029, Apophis, that thing's going to hit. They were like, oh, it's definitely going to hit. Then they're like, no, it's going to just, like, a couple thousand miles away. No. You're just saying that because you don't want the people to realize that thing's going to slam right into the earth. I have no doubt about it now. Apophis is going to kill us all. Or no, it's going to hit and it's going to cause tragedy. I mean, come on. Why are all of these wealthy people building bunkers now all of a sudden? Okay? I'm telling you that Apophis, asteroid, right? Apophis asteroid. It's the Apophis asteroid in 2029, right? It says asteroid will safely fly by Earth at a very close distance of 32,000 kilometers or 20,000 miles. No. You're saying that they initially said that Apophis was going to hit us. Now they're saying it's only going to 20,000 miles? Nah, that's too convenient. Apophis is going to hit us. That's why everyone's building bunkers that can. Okay? Apophis, they don't want to tell us the truth. They're like, oh my god, people are going to panic. So what do? Don't worry, Apophis isn't going to hit. Apophis is going to hit. Absolutely. I have no doubt about it at this point. The Y file, I mean, look, is there some things that like I said, he debunks a lot of things. Okay. But he also, the nice thing is when he debunks things, the things he can't debunk has more meaning. Because if he can't debunk it, then it's like, okay, there's more to it. Like I said, with crop circles, even AJ from the Y Files, right? Even AJ was like, when I went into doing research about crop circles, he was like, I didn't believe them at all. He's like, I started looking into crop circles. I didn't believe any of it. And I was the same. I was like, these things are not real. After I saw his video, he's like, 99% of crop circles are fake. But some of them are real. And I believe him. 100%. He has completely changed my mind on a lot of things. And he's also made me even more suspicious. I knew our government lied to us. I knew they were hiding things from us. I have no doubt about that. But I didn't realize just how far the government was willing to go. Okay? Use mini moo. Okay? I did not realize just how bad our government was. And the CIA. And just how, like, when I heard about the CIA and Project Gladio, where it was like, okay, Project Gladio, right? Where it was like they were making people, they were training people, right? To make it look like communists were killing people so they can put the blame on communists. And they're like, okay, well, how are we going to pay for it? Oh, well, we need money, but we need money, right? But we can't take it from the government because if we take it from the government, then we need to explain what we're doing. So, we're just going to use mob bosses to sell drugs. Oh, but what are we going to do? Okay, so they're like, oh, we're going to just use the mob to sell drugs. Okay, well, the money from the drugs we need to launder it. How are we going to do it? Oh, the Vatican Bank. So you're like, oh my God, our own government was working with mob bosses to sell drugs to Americans so they could get money, which they then siphon through the Vatican, to then convince the people of Italy and change the outcome of the Italian election so they don't vote in communists, which I agree, communists bad, right? Totally, completely agree. Communism bad, but the fact that they were willing to work with the mafia, sell drugs to Americans, okay, and then launder the money through the Vatican. On top of that, he has completely, look it up, Y-Files did a video about the Project Gladio, will blow your mind. Okay, on top of that, okay, Project Gladio blew my mind, okay? On top of that, it made me realize just how horrible, what is it? I think it's Project Paperclip? Project Paperclip, right? No, Operation Paperclip. Okay, so I was under the delusion that von Braun, the guy that was a Yahtzee, who built the rockets, right? Who basically worked for our space program. He was a Yahtzee scientist. Okay, I was under the delusion. Everyone was like, oh, he just joined the SS because everybody had to join the SS. It was like, yeah, he's a person. He was a scientist. He was a person. He just joined the SS on paper. No. I like how AJ puts it. He's like, you have to remember, every one of these peoples was a Yahtzee. And they were horrible, evil people. The number of people died working on the rockets was more than the people killed by the rockets. So the rockets that von Braun built to bomb, like, London, more people died making them because they were all slaves. Okay? They were all slaves. And they were Yahtzees. And they were SS. And you look at it and you're like, oh my God, these people that they brought to America from Project Paperclip, right? They weren't just innocent, oh yeah, I joined the SS because I had to. No, they were horrible people. Like, von Braun was like, I did not know what was happening. No, you literally had people hanging from the rafters if they didn't work hard enough. Like, I love how AJ put it, because I genuinely thought that von Braun was an SS in name only. He's like, yeah, I had to join the SS because all of the scientists were joining the SS. Nah, this guy knew what was going on. This guy was horrible. They were all horrible. It blows my mind. The number of people, the thing, it's like 10 times as many people died making those rockets then were killed by the rockets. Yeah. This is why I have a very serious problem with the people who go around calling people Yahtzees. Oh, you don't like Star Wars, the Acolyte, you're a Yahtzee. No, you idiots know absolutely nothing about Yahtzees. You know how they say that men like the Roman Empire, women like the Titanic? I find World War II fascinating. I really find World War II fascinating because the contradictions, the evil, good, and I love the people who are genuinely heroic in World War II. My heroes are the people who are willing to do what is right even in the face of horrific conditions, right? Like Viso. Viso is a hero to me. Why? Because Viso was willing to do what was right. But the people, World War II, I've always found fascinating because you got some guy who's a nobody, who's all of a sudden is a worldwide threat, okay? Right? I have a very serious problem with the people on YouTube who are like, you're a Yahtzee because you don't like my this or this. No, you idiots know absolutely nothing about what the Yahtzees did. You know nothing about their crimes. You know nothing about any of that. Okay? I genuinely, which is funny coming from me, but what these people did in World War II, and you have the disgusting audacity to call someone who does not like your cartoon a Yahtzee, you know nothing about World War II, and you know nothing about what a Yahtzee really was, or the people who went along with it, or in fact, you are more in line with the mindless obedience of the Yahtzees than anything else. That's why at one point someone was calling Master of the TDS a Yahtzee, and I blew up on the person because you know nothing. And and the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I felt like we covered World War II way too much. I didn't even realize. I remember sitting in history class at one point going, "What was World War I?" Because all we talked about was World War II. Now it's like, do they even teach about World War II? Do they ever talk about what really happened in World War II? Because calling Trump a Yahtzee is disgusting. You know nothing about World War II. Calling Republicans Yahtzees, you know nothing. Oh, he doesn't like he doesn't think that children should be blah, 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 blah. No, you are vile people. And that's why, because I've seen videos, I've seen pictures, and it breaks my heart. It brings me to tears every time I see the pictures from that time of the children and the innocent people who were starved, who suffered, who were tortured, who were living in horrific conditions. And you have the disgusting audacity to say, you don't like a cartoon I like, so you're a Yahtzee. When they were hanging people from the rafters for not working hard enough. And you think that anything today can compare to what happened in World War II? You are disgusting. That is why I have no patience for this nonsense. You know nothing of the. I mean, you will never. Once you see them, you never forget the images of the starving children and the bodies stacked high, starved. The bodies, starved bodies, stacked. The clothing and the personal belongings, stacks and stacks of that stuff that they stole from people. I do think both sides in the Middle East should be able to be criticized. I do think that you should be able to disagree. You know, if you say anything about any particular group, no, you shouldn't be in trouble for that. But at the same time, you can't. I have no patience. That's why I have genuinely no patience for this nonsense. These people know absolutely nothing. And it makes me wonder, are we teaching anybody anything about World War II? I kid you, like I said, I've watched numerous documentaries about it, and it will bring you to tears. Because these were innocent people who did nothing. Okay? Innocent people who were starved and put in horrific conditions. And you dare, what is Poe's law? Wait, is Poe's law that everything eventually comes back to World War II? Like, as I said, I said, the word no longer has any meaning. The word Yahtzee has no meaning anymore because these people do not know how cruel and evil and despicable these people were. I mean, the only one that I will think that I said, they live. I don't understand it. How can you go from? Oh my God, Master of the TDS doesn't like the Acolyte. He's a Yahtzee. Okay. I mean, I would consider it an insult to be called a Yahtzee, and I'm not even Jewish. But you call a Jewish man a Yahtzee? No words. No, I'm sorry for losing it, but like I said, you have to watch these documentaries and see the pictures and your brain cannot grasp it. And I mean, and then you go around and you're celebrating communism, which is even worse because even more people died from that. But how can you sit and I don't know. I'm the people willing to go against, I don't know. It's so funny because they're the ones behaving the most, like, at least, like, the normal average civilian, where they're so mind-washed and blind to what they're even saying. And it's like, you're not willing to, I don't know. That's my thought. Which is, like I said, it's funny coming from me of all people. You know? But anyway, that's my thought on it. But as I said, but no, if you have not been watching the Y Files, you absolutely 100%. As I said, I love the fact that when he does bring up Operation Paperclip, he always says this. He's like, I need to remind you who these people were, because I mean it. I thought Von Braun knew nothing about it. You know, you hear about these people where they're like, yeah, they joined the SS because they had to. And it's like, no, this guy knew what was going on. A lot of them who say they don't know what was going knew what was going on. And yeah. It also, though, made me realize this, that he might have survived, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway. But yeah, that's... Wait, did it freeze again? Oh, great. Did it do it again? No, you know what I think it is? Because I brought up the World War II people. So, probably that. Don't bring up them. Which, again, I don't know. But anyway, like I said, that's my whole thing, okay? I don't know. One sec, so... One of the lessons I have learned, though, on the side note with Borderlands is you need an elemental damage type. Any weapon that doesn't do elemental damage is just not worth it at this point. Okay, you got to make sure you got to have it with an elemental type. Okay, 100%. It has to be an elemental damage type weapon. If it doesn't do elemental damage, don't even bother. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. But like you said, at the same time, when they do, they don't know what they're talking about, and that's the other problem. We shouldn't. But we need to. We shouldn't. But the word has lost all meaning, and that's one of the big problems I have. The word has no meaning. If you don't like a cartoon I like, you're a Yahtzee. If you don't like a video game, you're a Yahtzee. If you don't think children should be teed, you're a Yahtzee. If you don't think this, you're a Yahtzee. The word has no meaning now. Donald Trump is a Yahtzee. Republicans are Yahtzees. You know nothing about that. And the thing is, I see less of a mindless mentality with Republicans, because look, I will flat out admit it. I have issue. There are things I'm disappointed with. Do I regret my vote for Trump? Absolutely not. I know the thing is, even if things were not perfect under Trump, which they're not perfect, I know this: Harris would have been a million times worse. But there are criticisms I have. I think that Trump should have cut more spending. That's one big problem. I think Doge should be continuing. I think they need to go through the entire government and Doge it to hell. I don't think Trump cut enough. I think that Trump saying that he wants to cut federal income tax for $150,000 and under is too ambitious. Start small. Go with people who make under $40,000. Cut all federal income tax for anyone under $40,000. Then, as the government and the spending, as government spending cuts, and we're spending less, and you can cut more federal income tax, you raise the amount. So you start with anyone under $40,000 in your first year. Then you go to maybe $60,000, then $80,000, then $100,000. I think Trump didn't cut enough. I'm pissed off with that. I wish he had cut more. 100%. I think he should be deporting everybody who's here illegally. Flat out. I have no problem with that. But I have the ability to look at President Trump and not obediently agree with everything he says. And I've noticed that with people who voted for him. Even if they don't agree with what he did. I mean, remember when he was talking about Project Warp Speed and he was saying everyone should get the jab. What happened? Everyone booed him. His own followers booed him. People can be critical of him. That's the difference. But they call him a Yahtzee. They know nothing about what happened in World War II. And I don't understand, because when I was a kid, we studied it every year, to the point, like I said, where I remember sitting in history class going, we didn't study anything about World War I. We studied World War II. And the thing is, World War II would not have started without World War I. Basically, you could call them the World Wars. They were tied together. Okay? But the thing is, it's not even that we shouldn't forget. It's you need to stop diminishing the word. When anybody you don't agree with is a Yahtzee, that word has no meaning anymore. It's the same thing with half the words. If you're an istorophobe, all those words no longer have meaning. On the contrary, I have learned, though I haven't been spending a lot of time on Twitter, that if anybody calls me an istorophobe, I know it's an excuse to try and turn off the argument. It shows me that you don't have any argument with any valuable argument with what I'm saying. You're trying to just insult me and make me say back, I'm not an istorophobe, so I've learned to completely ignore that. Those words have no meaning. I've joked, I am a proud istphobe, whatever the hell, I am all of them. I collect those terms at this point. Those words have no meaning. You have toxic workplace? Yes, the only person I will say is a genuine misogynist, though, what's his name? The guy from God of War. David Jaffe. He's the one time, I rarely use that word because that word has no meaning, but David Jaffe is a misogynist. I have no doubt about it. David Jaffe is a misogynist. He's one of the few people I will flat out say he is a misogynist. He is a horrible, disgusting person. And I am not surprised that his daughter thinks she's a boy because of the way he treated her and other women. All of it. If a woman, if they say when I heard that they were saying that the workplace at Bungie was toxic, I don't believe any of it. I don't believe any of it. Because I know for a fact that their definition of toxic is, he said my story idea was bad. He was mean to me. Well, I've learned that no, even when people, you can't tell if anyone has a genuine criticism or a genuine problem. David Jaffe's the guy who created God of War. His daughter, as a child, was turned into a boy. This guy, really, you have to look at the things he says. He comes across as a genuine misogynist. The way he talks down to women. He was, I can't remember who it was, whether it was Vera Dark or something, where he was like, he was saying the only reason that she had any, no, it was not Melanie Mack, it was not Nina Infinity. I think it was Savvy. He was putting Savvy down because she was pretty and diminishing her hard work. The way he talks about women is very diminishing and demeaning of women. And it's no surprise the way he talks, even the way he talked to Alyssa Mercante, which is funny because I don't like Alyssa Mercante. But the way he talked to her clearly was very, very genuine misogyny. The way he talks about women, I'm not surprised. His daughter doesn't want to be a girl anymore. The way he says that women only get it's all about the looks, and that it wasn't all the hard research she did. No, it's just about her looks, and diminishing women's looks. And it was he's the one of the few. It's hard for me to put it all into detail, but over time, seeing all of the videos that were being talked about him, and seeing the way he talks, even like I said, even Alyssa Mercante, where he's like, if you didn't hate the Jews, I would F the hell out of you. And it's like, he's one of the few cases of people where I believe he's a genuine misogynist, and he drove his daughter to want to be a boy. The way he treats women is disgusting. He is one of the few genuine cases. You most of the time when you use that word, it's a load of BS. It's women who want preferential treatment, who want special treatment, who think everything is misogyny. He is one of the very few genuine, I believe he is. And I think he's a disgusting human being. And he is vile. And he medicalized his daughter at a very young age. And my God, that poor kid. He is a horrible human being. That's all. That's yeah. And like I said, I don't use those words lightly either. How many people have used? I have never called anybody else a misogynist. He's the first time I will absolutely say he's one of the few people for whom that term applies. 100%. There are very few people for whom that term applies, and he is genuinely one of them. I mean, how often have you heard me call someone a misogynist? I have not called anyone before David Jaffe a misogynist. But he definitely is a misogynist. And I'm not surprised that because at first I didn't know. I'm not surprised his poor daughter wants to be a boy because of the way he treats girls and women. I wouldn't want if my father talked about women the way David Jaffe does, I would not want to be a woman either. I would not want to be female. The way he talks about women, yeah. I feel so bad for that girl. Because the way he talks about women, he's divorced. He probably has an OF. He's a vile human being. He is vile. And you know me. You know me. I do not use these terms lightly. But this guy, yeah, I have no sympathy for him, no nothing. He is disgusting. And, yeah. No, and the thing is, even the things he said to Alyssa Mercante which I really don't like Alyssa Mercante. I really, really don't like Alyssa Mercante. She blocked me because I corrected her banner, which says you can't be an ist to white people. I've removed the T because you can be. And she immediately blocked me because, oh my God, how dare an Arab American, yeah. The way he even spoke to her was just disgusting. He's a creepy dude who definitely one of the few times. I mean, I can't think of anybody right now that I would put in that category other than him. And I'll say that, but yeah, like I said, I don't, and the thing is, this guy is woke as hell too. No, it's not. And she apparently blocked me after I fixed that. Which... Because what? How dare I don't know. No, it's not. It is not at all. And so... The funny thing with Alyssa Mercante, and I have said this, look, I don't like, the funny thing with Alyssa Mercante, which I find really funny, is she acts like she's some kind of marginalized, special snowflake person, right? Oh, she's bi and she's a woman, so she's marginalized and she's like all that nonsense, right? The funny thing is, Alyssa Mercante is a liberal white woman, a liberal bisexual white woman. And the thing is, she's a dime a dozen. Alyssa is not special. She acts like she's special, right? And a victim and marginalized and oh, she's a woman and she's bi, so she's no, honey, every liberal white woman is bi, okay? Every single one of them. You want to, like I said, that's why I find her hilarious, because she acts like she's so special, has no right to say this shit that can. No, I agree with you. David Jaffe, the guy is disgusting. And the worst part about David Jaffe is his daughter is suffering for it. His daughter is suffering for it. His poor daughter has gotten all the shots and the surgery because she hates being a girl because of what her father did. I have no doubt. The way he talks to women, even women he likes, like he likes Alyssa Mercante. But the way he talked to Alyssa Mercante was demeaning and disgusting and very clearly, like I said, you know me, right? You know I will not use this term lightly, but I remember that clip, Smash JT keeps showing it. The clip where David Jaffe is talking to Alyssa Mercante. And it blew my, like I said, Smash JT shares the clip often where she's like, I will, and it's like, no. And Vera Dark, and it's like, dude, you made God of War, and yet you are this vile, disgusting, despicable person. And like I said, I said, the victim to all of this, the person who's going to suffer the most, is his daughter. His daughter should have had somebody supporting her and telling her how great it is to be a girl. And how she should be she shouldn't be ashamed of what she is. Instead, her father has shamed femininity and female. I need to find it. I said Smash JT is often showing it. Smash JT has it. I will try to find it. Maybe I'll post it on X. But it's like, he's like, if you didn't hate the Jews, I would F the hell out of you. And she's like, stop! And it's just vile, the way he said, just, the things he has said is vile. Smash JT covered a lot of it. I'll try to find it, but it's vile. And the thing, like I said, the worst part is his daughter. Because I know for a fact, if my father spoke the way he does about women, I wouldn't want to be a girl either. And his daughter is going to suffer for it, and is probably suffering for it, and it's really sad. Her parents were divorced, so she didn't. I said it's on Smash JT, You don't want to Twitter. You don't want to Twitter. I'll see what I can do before I live stream next time and see if I can find it. I'll try to find it and save it, and then I'll put when I next time I see you, I'll live stream it. But I mean, he basically said that Vera Dark, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Savvy or Vera Dark, only have the views they have because she's an attractive woman. And it's like this woman posts facts, numbers, and was like giving all this information, and he's like, it's because of your good looks, and was diminishing women's looks. Like, the only reason you can do anything as a woman is if you look good. And it's like, dude, is this what you told your daughter? That she should be ashamed of her femininity? Okay? That you should be ashamed of having a chest because, oh, it's only going to be a tool. And the way he talked about women, because there are numerous clips of him, it was demeaning. And it was just, it's like, I said, if my father spoke that way as a woman, if my father spoke that way, I would hate being female. I would hate it. He basically turned women into objects. He said the only reason that you get any views at all is because you're an attractive woman, and it's like nobody watches her because she genuinely has good information. No. And diminishing female looks. Like, it just, I can't, it's been a while. But I just remember listening to him speak and remembering that he has a daughter who wants to be a boy and who has had the surgeries and the injections, and that's why I have a serious problem with characters like the Destiny 2 one, where they don't show the femininity, because it's been going on for years. We are telling women and girls you should be embarrassed and ashamed of being female. And it's a problem. How many of the female superheroes are basically just men? They talk about empowering women, and yet the women they empower are just men. They hide femininity. They say the only way to be a powerful woman is to hide everything about you that makes you female. Which is what they did with Destiny 2, with the androgynous blob, with Captain Marvel, with all of these female characters where they don't look female anymore. What's her name? How many female characters did we have growing up in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s who were strong women but were still female? I mean, the one that comes off the top of my head is Dana Scully. Where you could be female but a strong female character. And now you're surrounded by the idea that if you want to be a strong woman, you have to hide and bury everything about you that makes you female. And you can't help it when every female character, I don't know. I know he's divorced. But like I said, he's just one of the many. But we're like I said, you look at all the female characters now, and they look like men. And it's like, you should hide your chest. You should hide your femininity. You should be ashamed. Weakness is female. Female is weakness. And you're not helping little girls. I mean, I don't understand it. When I was a kid, I was never told I can't do anything because I'm female. On the contrary. I don't remember ever being told as a woman, as a girl. When I was growing up, I was very much into STEM and science. I wanted to be pre-med. Nobody ever told me you can't because you're a girl. Now, all of a sudden, they're basically telling little girls you need to hide everything about you that makes you a girl. Is anybody surprised the number of girls who want to be boys has suddenly escalated? It's sad. And that's another reason why I have a problem with the Destiny 2 thing. That thing that's ugly, you could have put in an attractive female, not only because, hey, your player base is primarily male, but what about the women? Okay? What about the women? I want to see women who look like women, who are pretty women. If you're going to put a female character in, make her look like a pretty female character. Don't make... Anyway, like I said, that's why I have a serious problem with that. Because I feel it myself when I watch a TV show and all the female characters are completely... where femininity is now being looked down upon, and being a woman is being looked down upon as being weak. And you're telling little girls this. And so little girls are growing up and they're like, hey, do you want to be a boy? Oh, all you have to do is have this surgery and take these shots and you can be a boy. And you see it's fake. And like I said, this is going to I think this is a CIA thing, though. I think it is a CIA thing. I do think they're trying to turn us into, you know how with the corpus, the corpus have more variety because you could tell the male and female corpus apart. Where they have them wearing helmets so everybody looks the same. Turning everyone into androgynous blobs and basically workers. I think that's the ultimate goal. It's just me. I don't know. But yeah, I'll try to find the clips. But like I said, they were on Smash JT had them. Smash JT needs to use timestamps in his videos. Honestly, my favorite YouTuber right now, other than the Y-Files, is Hypnotic. He talks more about video games. But Y-Files, seriously, I can't wait to get off live stream. I'm just going to go start listening to more Y-Files. You will never look at the government the same way again. Or green energy, or, environmentalism, or where they're like the 0-point power sources where they're like, yeah, you can make power from nothing. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, there was an engine, a carburetor that got over 100 miles on the gallon. But yeah, the oil companies did not want that. Oh yeah, the petrodollar. It's yes, I 100%. China's making better video games. I completely agree. I completely agree that it's sad that we used to. Look at Destiny 2. There's no creativity left. They're not telling. They seem incapable of telling stories, and just like I said, when I play Destiny, I talked to people in live stream, and we were talking about Destiny 2, and everybody was coming up with better story ideas for Destiny 2 than Bungie did. Right? There's no creativity. There's no imagination. It's just, I want to share my life. The thing is, when I write about the corpus, right? When I was writing about the corpus, which I should go back into because I loved writing about the corpus, I wasn't trying to write my experiences into Warframe. I was trying to write about the corpus. Which, by the way, the more you learn about DARPA, you realize that the corpus are probably way more awesome than we realize. And that we just don't see what they're capable of. Because, my God, the DARPA, the technology that the corpus has, it's far more superior than we even realize. You're not telling me your story in Destiny 2. You're telling me a story, Destiny 2 story. Right? I don't want to know about your queer life. I want to know about Osiris being a badass warlock. There's no imagination, no creativity. And I don't know. Every now and then I go back and watch older TV shows, and they're all better than we have right now. There was so much imagination, creativity, thought, just. But you know what? It also means that the world of, to hell with AAA. Look at Call of Duty, right? That game is dying now because of their stupidity. We don't need AAA. Okay? Maybe eventually they'll learn, because one of the things I realized was Interstellar, right? Everyone's talking about Interstellar, the heretic prophet, and oh my God, it's like, no, you underestimate how important Naughty Dog is. It's like with Destiny, okay? It's like with Destiny, okay? When Destiny first came out, there were a lot less video games like Destiny or first-person shooters or just video games in general. One of the reasons, like I said, why I'm glad I gave up on Destiny 2 is the fact that there are thousands of competition. The A-Team, I love the A-Team. Absolutely love the A-Team. These companies, these AAA companies, don't understand that we don't need them anymore. Okay? Where they're like, okay, we made Call of Duty. Everybody's going to buy it because it's Call of Duty. There is so much better stuff out there that people don't need Call of Duty. It's just, like I said with Destiny 2, one of the biggest driving forces that is keeping me away from Destiny 2 is the fact that there's so much better stuff out there, right? I don't need to play Destiny 2 anymore because Bungie, you have a lot of competition that is a lot better than you. I haven't played Warframe in several weeks. Why? Because, again, there is so much stuff out there that I don't need you, Bungie. And time is limited, so I don't need you, Bungie. And I don't think they understand that. I don't think Naughty Dog understands that. I am playing, honestly, I'm just playing Borderlands 3 because it's brainless, mindless, but I've been playing, Rage 2 is okay. I honestly, I've been playing Evil West, and I need to finish High on Knife. But I've been playing Evil West and Geometry Wars. I love Geometry Wars. I absolutely love Geometry Wars. I 100% love Geometry Wars. But I want to play Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I want to play, Ghostwire Tokyo is interesting, but there are so many better games out there that it's like every time I look at Destiny 2 and I think I miss Destiny 2, I go, yeah, but I really don't want to play Destiny 2. And I don't think everyone was talking about Naughty Dog and Interstellar, the Heretic Prophet. And like, it's Naughty Dog. It's like, yeah, I hate to break it to you. What is SMTV? I know I should know what it is, but I'm not sure. But that's the thing, right? I want to play Diablo 2. I have it on Switch. I want to play Hollow Knight. I want to play Silk Song. I mean, the number of games out there really to play is just insane. So it's like, we don't need you anymore. We really don't need you anymore. And it's great because that means that there are so many better, like I said, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, phenomenal game. Oh, Shin Megami Tensei. I've never played. Maybe I should look into it. But like I said, there are so many great video games out there. And of course. And so it's like, there's so many great, wonderful, amazing, brilliant video games out there that it's like, okay, well, I have limited time. I have a full-time job. It's the holiday season. What am I going to play? I'm going to play Destiny 2? Oh, you know they're going to destroy it. You know it. You know they which sucks. You mean moo? Moo moo? You like your chicken? You like your... Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Did you like the chicken? Chicken? You have chicken. You have raw chicken. You have raw chicken. But that's the thing. So every time everyone was talking about Interstellar, and oh my god, it looks terrible. And it's like, I don't care. I don't need Interstellar. I don't need Naughty Dog. There are so many other video games that I'm not even concerned. I'm not even thinking about buying it or considering it or being... I'm not interested at all. Don't care at all. Because no loss. Absolutely no loss. I don't need it. I mean, it's reached the point where just because a AAA company made it doesn't mean it's good, and doesn't mean I'm gonna actually feel anything about it. It's like, okay, Naughty Dog, there are so many better developers than you. Yeah. I mean, I like to show this off, but This is only what's downloaded on my console right now. Okay? This is just what's downloaded, okay? Oh my, yes. That thing is fumbling really, really hard. That thing is nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. I can't wait till the sequel comes out. So, see, that's the thing. NASCAR 25 sounds cool. Honestly, I've been wanting to play it too, just because. I mean, Camel Cast is in there. But yeah, at the end of the day, there are so many video games to play that we don't need you. Bungie, I don't need you. I am happier without you now. I want to play Days Gone. I've heard the campaign is terrible. I've heard it's horrible. And they think, oh, because it's Call of Duty, people are going to buy it. But the thing is, not anymore. No, not anymore. And that's a good thing. And so yeah, it's great. It's so much better now. I mean, I still haven't played Expedition. I started playing it on Xbox, but then I want to finish it. I want to play Expedition 33 because I know that game is phenomenal. In fact, I can look over there. I want to play Expedition 33. I want to play Ninja Gaiden, the whole series of Ninja Gaiden games. I want to play Elden Ring. I want to replay Final Fantasy VII Remake because I haven't finished Rebirth. I want to play the Metro series. I want to play, like I said, there are so Stellar Blade. I haven't finished that yet. Painkiller. There are so many games to play that it's like I am not losing anything by not playing Destiny 2. I'm not losing anything at all. Right, Min Min? Min Min? Min Min? Min Min? I mean, yeah. And honestly, one of my favorite video games of all time is Geometry Wars. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. I love this game. The problem is, for some reason, the save file is only. There's so many other games. There's so many games out there to play. Like I said, there are so many games to play. I used to play this on Android actually too, and Steam Deck, and the Vita. And the music is always so upbeat. Another game I absolutely loved was the game made by the people who made damn. I need to one sec. So one of the other games I absolutely 100% loved it's the one with Save the Last Humans. There's the developer of Returnal. This one. Resogun. The only problem with Resogun is Resogun, you have to time things. Hey, Mimi. The boo-boo. Hey. Hey, baby. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Who's a baby? Who's my baby? Yeah? Was that yummy? Was that delicious? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the num nums? Come here, come here. I think if I go here, okay. Min, what are you doing? Don't do that. I want to play that too. No, Min, get off the PS5. No, Min. Min, what did I say about PS5? Minnie, no PS5. You cannot sit on the PS5. I have hilariously, I actually have this on top of my PS5. She moved it out of the way. The whole point is so she can't sit on the PS5. And the thing is, the irony and the hilarity of it is this, okay? Buster sat on a PS4, right? And actually overheated the PS4 Pro. So, now Min is about to do that with my PS5. Which is so funny. Because it's out of the warranty, Min. I think it should... Yeah, there we go. And the best part is, I am at the top of my leaderboard when it comes to people I play, who my friends are. It's warm. It's warm, that's why. So this game is, the green little dots are multipliers. So the more you collect of those, the higher your multiplier is. I'm sucking right now, but you can see right over here. So I am 19,048 in the world, okay? So I'm number 19,000 in the world. What is Geometry Survivor? Is it the same? What is it? What is it? Is it the same type? What? Oh, wait. The funny thing is this game used to be on Android. And on my old Android devices, I can still play it. Right? Ooh. But now, on newer stuff, it doesn't even show up. It looks like an earlier version of Geometry Wars. Okay, this definitely looks cool though. Let me just see something out of curiosity, if it even comes up. Because it's interesting that I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. I said it's weird. You can't get it. I said I have it on. So I have the. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I have. Let me see if I can find it. I have the NVIDIA Shield Portable. This thing here. So I have this thing here, which probably needs to charge. This thing is ridiculously old. This is the NVIDIA Shield Portable, right? Okay. This thing is the NVIDIA Shield Portable. It's like, it's an Android device, right? That's why my view on mobile gaming isn't 100% anti-mobile gaming. Because a lot of stuff that is on mobile now, and has been, some stuff on mobile, aren't really mobile games. So like Geometry Wars. I got into Geometry Wars playing it on Android on the NVIDIA Shield Portable. And then I found it on the Vita. I played it on the Vita, and then when I sold my Vita, I played it on PlayStation 4. Destiny Rising is a mobile game. Diablo Immortal. There are genuine, real video games on mobile. That's why the problem is the boundary between mobile and gaming has kind of blurred. I know when they say most women play mobile games, they mean stuff like Candy Crush, right? But you're talking, like I said, there are a lot of old retro stuff on mobile now because a mobile device is just as powerful as a retro console. So things have changed a lot. So that's why I agree. And honestly, I don't play as much Destiny Rising as I used to. I like Destiny Rising, but again, why do I want to keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again? when I want to play it on console, for one thing, or on PC, and I don't know. But you got your chicken? You got your chicken? Min Min has chicken? I don't play a lot of gacha games. Honestly, I play more stuff on console. The thing is, one of the nice things is, and what made me move from this to, is Steam Deck. One of the things that kind of pushed me away from a lot of the more retro mobile games is the Steam Deck. I mean, Warframe is coming to mobile. They are opening up test like beta for Android Warframe. Warframe is on Apple right now. You can play Warframe on an iPad. But one of the things that really pushed me away from it was the Steam Deck, because I actually played Destiny on Stadia. Okay, I actually played Destiny 2. Okay, that's cool to know. Okay, Dragon Ball Z. Okay. I actually played Destiny 2 on Stadia. I also played Elden Ring. Not Elden Ring, Skyrim. That one, I played it. I played a bunch of games on Stadia, and I got my money back from Stadia, because that was before the Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck kind of opened the world of gaming, which is great. So Stadia, so Steam Deck, all those things are great for that. Switch as well. Though I'm very unhappy with Nintendo. Did you see? First of all, I did not. Did you see the amiibo for Kirby Air Riders? They're like $50 each. It's like, who's buying amiibo anymore? They're so overpriced. Anyway, but anyway, I think I'm gonna head out, and oh wait, so like I said, I don't know. All right, see if I can focus on the game. Hi, Min Min. I see you. What are you doing, Min Min? Oh, Min Min, I can't see. Min Min, I can't see with you right in front of me. You're not transparent, little cat. She's not a little cat, by the way. Thank you, Min Min. I really appreciate that, Min Min. Thank you, Min Min. Love you, girl. Really love you, girl. See, I have to love her. I mean, the explosions are just so satisfying. The green ones are a pain in the butt. Anyway, I don't know. So I'm here playing Geometry Wars instead of a first-person shooter. I get obsessed with this game because I want to get the platinum now. It also gives me a great deal of pride knowing that I am the top of my friend list in this game. Okay. How did I get... I look at those old scores, I'm like, how the hell did I get those scores? Did not expect this one, did ya? Alright. So, what else am I missing in the world of gaming that's happened this last week? Because I was too busy working my butt off in game. I hear Ghost of Yotai isn't doing too well either. Yeah. So I hear Ghost of Yotai isn't doing as well as everyone expected it to do. Aw, no. I'm so not sad. See? I beat the person under who's my friend list person, right? Yeah, this one is driving me absolutely nuts. This one is a pain in the butt. So, it's called Titan's Revenge. Okay. So these guys here, you gotta break them into pieces. I have not bought it. I am not interested in it. I know there's a cool console for it, but they should have stuck with Jin. Not annoying crazy lady with another revenge plot. Oh no, those don't mean anything. I'll say this though. I was worried that Bungie would be nominated again because they keep nominating Bungie and Destiny 2. And it was like, okay, for the love of God, I swear, if they nominate Bungie, there will be held. I'll just be like, yeah, that's a joke. Thankfully, Bungie was not nominated for anything. I mean, I would have been like, can we say even more blatantly obvious that you are paid off by Sony? I think something's... I agree. I'm just surprised, like I said, I'm just surprised Bungie was not nominated again for like best community, whatever the hell it was, because like, are you kidding me, right? There's no way. The thing is also like, because it's not about the awards anymore. It's about the trailers and the advertisements. It's an opportunity for them to show off, you know, sneak peeks for new games. The thing is, I'm not a fan of sneak peeks or any of that either, because I just don't like to be leaked information. I hate it when you're told, yeah, this game is coming out in 3 years. Okay, 3 years is a very, very, very long time. I'd rather it be like, this game is coming out in 2 weeks. Get excited. Okay. But here's a leak for a game and we don't even know when it's coming out, but probably be 5 or 6 years. Okay. No. For one thing, the game will probably change. On the other hand, they got us bagels at work. I wish I was at work. I love working. So much to do. I'm getting hungry, so I'm probably gonna head out soon. See what everybody else is doing. I think the Gaming Awards only matter because it's a place to show off and advertise your sneak peeks and all that. And I said, I don't get it. I don't get why anyone would want to know about a game that's coming out in 5 years or even a year. It's like, I'd rather, like I said, I like what Nintendo does. Well, I mean, they didn't do it with Metroid Prime. But I like it better when they're like, yeah, this game is coming out in 1 month. You have the week, no, next week is one of the busiest times of the year for me. I have work, so by the way, I'm warning people, I'm gonna have to make my Zur video late on Saturday because I have work at 2 a.m. on Friday. And I work like 11, 12 hours. It's normal for us to work like 11, 12. So the norm is, so I have Thanksgiving off. It sucks. Okay, let me just say that everyone's like, oh no, you know, working on Thanksgiving, no one should work on Thanksgiving, right? But at the same time, okay, you know what? I have work at 2 a.m. So I have work at 2 a.m. and I work from 2 a.m. until like 1 p.m. the next day or 2 p.m. the next day. I basically work like, it's normal for us to have 12-hour shifts on Black Friday, right? So Thanksgiving night, and then I have to work on Saturday. And look, I love to work, but it's just like, one thing I learned though is not to go actually for the super steak, right? Because you want to control where you're shooting. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna go get something to eat. It's been fun all. I probably will be around tomorrow. It depends on what my family's doing. Because like I said, I'm now prioritizing if my dad or my family have plans. I let me just say this. I no longer work Saturdays except a rare exception. So usually if we have a meeting before Black Friday, I don't mind. So I'm lucky. For years I worked every Saturday, and now I don't work Saturdays except when like we have a meeting for Black Friday, or you know, the day after Black Friday, or that sort of thing. Then I'm done. But I'm gonna head out and get something to eat. I'm gonna make some ramen. I'm jealous of the McDonald's. I have been craving McDonald's French fries for like weeks now. I don't even know why, but